All right, y'all. We back again. Here we go. All right. We got Marcus Bell in here. What's going on? Got like 7, 8 people in here already. All right, cool. So, we can get to talking. We can go ahead and get this thing started. So what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another live stream. Two beasts in the building. Um, yeah, got a few things I want to talk about tonight, man. This flyweight division is something we always gonna be talking about because it's growing. It's one of the UFC divisions for women that's growing. So we got another discussion coming up. I'll probably do that by the end of the show, but yeah. Let's talk. It's fight week, man. Let's talk about these three big fights uh, on this card this weekend, man. We're gonna talk about that first. And then of course it's an open mat night, open mat meaning open link. If somebody want to come in and just kind of give their thoughts on what's going on, hey, the mat is yours. If you choose to spar on the mat with somebody else, or if you want to spar with me, we can do that. No, but nah, you can hit the mat and just show what's up. Show what's on your mind. That's what we gonna call it. But that's what I've been calling it, open mat. Open link, open mat. We just call it that because that's where people can just come in and kind of talk about whatever, as long as it pertains to the topics. Two beasts, what's up? Mark Robinson and Australia Mark, what's up? Australia Mark in the building. I need some water. All right. Yeah, so it's fight week. So I want to talk about the fights coming up first. I want to talk about all three of these fights real quick. Just kind of give you my should I give you my picks now? Because I still have to kind of go back through and watch a little bit of Mazo Agapova. I'm gonna just talk about him. We'll talk about him. If I choose to give you a pick, that's on me. I mean, y'all can give me y'all's picks. We'll see how it goes. So we're gonna talk about Godinez versus Sam Hughes first. That strawweight fight. Then we're gonna talk about this flyweight fight, Mazo and Maria Agapova. It's the return for both of these fighters. It's been a minute. And then Mackenzie Dern versus Marina Rodriguez. Big main event. Big main event. And the last topic is about the flyweights. I just pulled up all the unranked and semi-ranked, the lower ranked and non-ranked flyweights. And I just kind of want to go through and talk about why I think this next crop of flyweights is going to put the division on notice. They definitely are showing something that the top 10 doesn't really have right now. They're showing some hunger. You got different styles in there. You got fighters who aren't afraid. So, yeah, I want to talk about, it's like a good 10, you know what I mean? It's like a good 10 fighters here that I think can eventually take over the top 15, and the ones I picked, it's like eventually once you get fighters like, Roxanne out, Jessica I out, those older veterans, once you get them out, they can make up the division. They can definitely make up the division. So, yeah, I'm going to pull that up, too, because I got a little, not really, like a little slideshow with the pictures, of all the flyweights I'm going to include. So we'll do that last. Marcus said, looks like Casey O'Neill came in and messed up the rankings. She did, man. She taking it by storm. Like, whether you like her style or not, she's taking it by storm. She's taking the division by storm. And it ain't with just like talking, she is coming in to fight, right? She is coming in to fight. So we can't, say, oh, she's just all talk. I mean, as long as you move her the right way, I think it's going to be interesting how she moves up the rankings. Like, I don't want to see them do a Macy Barber and put her in there with like a number 5 or number 6 right now. She still needs to be moved carefully. just to kind of grow with her style, you know. Like if she can go in there and fight Roxanne or somebody like that and win, then you know we'll start talking. Like if she looks good against Roxanne, then we'll talk, right? But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this, man. October 9th, yeah. We're what, 4 days away? 4 days away for this UFC Fight Night card. And you got some good fights, you know, men fights and women fights. But I want to look at this fight between Lupita Godinez and Sam Hughes. You know, you got two former LFA fighters. Lupita Godinez is a former LFA champion. You know, she defeated Vanessa Demopoulos last year for her belt in a good fight. I think I told some of y'all to watch that fight because if it wasn't for Joanna and Wei Lee, that definitely could have been like fight of the year for WMMA. You know, they definitely put on a good show. So Lupita Godinez, you know, she's a former champ. Sam Hughes, you know, she was a former contender over there. She took on Vanessa Demopoulos. Was about to win that fight, man, but Vanessa came behind the back and scored a submission win over Sam Hughes, you know. So it's just one of those situations, man. You know, MMA math never adds up. So, you know, she was winning the fight but got submitted. You know, since then, you know, she's came into the UFC. She's 0-2. And, you know, just in there with a much more skilled fighter in Tisha Torres and Loma Lubutni. I think that was a fight she probably could have won because, you know, Sam Hughes started to figure her style out, but it was a little too late. You know, she started getting into a rhythm later in the fight. And, yeah, it was just a little too late. I think Loma just had built a bigger lead. So, yeah, she's 0-2 now. So, she's in a bit of a must-win situation. I know she's still young, but, you know, you want to go in there and make a statement eventually against some of these unranked strawweights because, you know, this is a tough division. You know, it's a tough division to be in. And Lupita Godinez, she's 0-1. She's 0-1 in the UFC. And you can actually argue that she beat Jessica Penne. I think a lot of people think that, right? Jessica Penne did win that fight. Excuse me, I think Lupita Godinez did win that fight. You know, I thought she had enough control time and she did enough effective work against Jessica Penne. And I thought she won that fight. I did. So, with that, her last fight was back in April. And they actually had her scheduled to fight Sarah Alpar. I remember that. I was like, what are they going to do? Have her move up like to flyweight? Or I was like, Lupita Godinez doesn't need to be a flyweight. She's only like 5'2". You know, she's built like a strawweight in my opinion, you know. So that fight got canceled. So now they got a good matchup. This here is a solid matchup. You know, 0-2, Sam Hughes, 0-1, Lupita Godinez. Rough start for both fighters. But I think it's on even playing field. Anything can happen in this fight. Anything can happen in this fight here because I think skill-wise, they both, I think they both carry a bit of the same weight. And, you know, again, neither one of them has scored UFC wins. So this is kind of like a bit of a fresh start for both fighters. You know, I wanted to see these two fight when they were in LFA. You know, so I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be stand-up for the most part. I think that Lupita Godinez, she's sharp technically. You know, she's a pretty solid boxer, striker. She's strong, very strong. But one thing that I will say about her is she can be drawn into a firefight. Like, you can draw her into a firefight. Like, she can be one of them fighters that once you hit her, she'll want to come back with her own shots, and she'll wind up taking shots. If y'all look back at that Vanessa Demopoulos fight, she was levels above Vanessa Demopoulos when it came to striking. Like, hands down, Vanessa Demopoulos didn't really have any hand game, and Vanessa Demopoulos could have been stopped in that fight. Lupita could have stopped her in that fight. But in the later rounds, she kind of got drawn into a fight where she wanted to slug with her, you know. So Lupita winds up looking, you know, busted up and cut up just like Vanessa in that fight. So she turned it more into a fight than she could have like a technical match. So that's the one thing I'll say about her that I won't say it's a weakness, but it's an opening there where Sam Hughes can take advantage of that. I think Sam Hughes, she's a bit of a rangy fighter. I think she's an educated striker. I think her timing, of course, when you go in there with somebody like Tisha Torres, somebody faster, more experienced, it's going to get thrown off. Same with Loma. I think this is a perfect fight for her to showcase and grow, because I think Sam Hughes is a little bit more technical with her striking. She's a bit more rangy. Kind of fights like a young Rose a little bit with her hands. And I think that's kind of what she goes for as far as her stand-up. She can control you. I want to say her last win out, though, in LFA, she did score a submission win. Towards the end of the fight, she took advantage of that opening, got a guillotine choke. But other than that, like watching some of her early fights and even the loss to Vanessa, she did have good control, with her stand-up. She's good at keeping range and picking her shots. Doesn't really get drawn into a firefight. Just really made that one mistake, I'd say. I think that if she can go back and look at what happened in the Loma fight towards the end where she started to win it, she could very well control this fight. Let's see. She's got the height advantage. I know that. Yeah, she's got Sam Hughes is 5'5", 64.5-inch reach. So she's got 3 inches on Loopy. Loopy's 5'2" and 61-inch reach. So yeah, she's got a 3.5-inch reach advantage and a 3-inch height advantage on her. So that's going to be interesting. So to me, for Sam in this fight, she has the right advantages that she needs for her style. Hang on one second. Gary Baldwin said Godinez already beat Sam, right? No, they never fought before. These two never fought before. They could have fought in LFA, but they never fought before. That's Demopoulos. She fought both of them. Sam, though, man, I think she got all the advantages here if she uses her striking like she's supposed to. If she uses that jab and she uses that straight right hand and then front kicks, she can keep Loopy on the outside. I think Godinez, her game is going to try to be in and out, speed, and try to fight on the inside. Try to grab hold like she did a Jessica Panay, try to pull her to the ground or try to put the weight on her and maybe try to submit Sam. So I think it's going to be have to be on Sam to keep this in the center and just strike, strike and keep it simple. That's to me, I think that would be her game plan. In and out and speed is going to be Godinez here. I think Godinez is a little faster, but I think the better striking, I would give Sam that edge. I definitely give her that edge and the ability to time in this fight. I think her timing is a little bit better. She doesn't really get drawn into a firefight. So we'll see how that goes, man. If I had to pick, let me see. Let me think on here while I read these comments for a second. Let's see. Mark says Sam going to win it. Marcus said no. Robert Henry, what's going on? Gary Ball, he said no. They haven't fought yet. Mark Roberts said we might have to start Wikipedia pages for some of these fighters. Sam Hughes and Lupita don't have any pages. Yeah, I mean they don't. I mean, if you just go to fight records and everything, you'll find it. Genesis, what's up? Yeah, so yeah, you really got to do research and you got to talk to the fighters. You know what I mean? Hit them up on IG and they'll give you their information, I'm sure. Well, I talked to her, so yeah. I mean, but let's see. 5-3. Sam Hughes is 5-3, and two of those losses came in the UFC. So I really can't just base it. I can't base what's going to happen like based off of those losses because like I said, Lupi's still a LFA level fighter too. She hasn't scored a solid win yet. So I think here it's going to be even. I think it's going to be a bit even here. If I had to pick, style-wise, let me think. I can't just go by what happened in the Demopoulos fight for Lupi. I'm gonna go with the taller, longer striker here, the more committed striker. I'm gonna go with Sam Hughes in this fight. I think that, yeah, I'm not counting the. I wasn't counting the amateurs. I was counting just the professionals. I've just been counting their professional career. I wasn't really going all the way back to the amateurs, but because anything, fighters change. I think that I'm gonna go with Sam Hughes in this fight. I'm gonna go with Sam Hughes. I'm gonna lean towards Sam Hughes in this fight. I think she has the striking to keep this fight at her pace, more so technical, and maybe she can draw Loopy into one in the exchange and then counter punch. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with her in this fight because I thought she was doing a really solid job against Demopoulos when she fought her. It was just that she fell into that position on the ground and got caught up in the triangle, so I think she was fighting a much more smarter fight up until that point. Whereas I think Loopy, she can kind of get pulled into the firefight. I don't know though. We'll see. It's pretty much up in the air though when you think about it. Robert Henry said, that might be your mic, Robert. I've been checking my level this whole time. You may be your y'all can hear me, right? I think y'all would have told me. It might be just your that might just be your side, Robert. Cause yeah, my mic is hooked up. It's been fine. I can hear myself on my phone over here. I got my phone on my side, so let me see. Hold on. Yeah, my phone is still playing. I can hear myself on one end, so you might need to check your level before you come in later. Yeah, I didn't think anything was wrong. Yeah, so I'm going with Sam Hughes. I'm going to go with Sam Hughes in this fight. 2B said he's got Loopy. Okay, all right. Robert Henry said he got Lupita by decision. All right, cool. Okay. I'm gonna stick with Sam on this one. I'm gonna stick with Sam Hughes on this one. y'all about had me so like Cynthia Calvillo did last time. I'm picking Cynthia Calvillo. I was like, wait a minute, man. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. Jessica Andrade going to take her head off. But anyways, yeah, that's my pick on that one. Just let me know y'all's pick as we move on here real quick. Daniel Edwards said, yeah, voice is good. I thought, yeah, okay. Stamina, what's up? Stamina in the building, breaker gang. Yeah, man. So we got a lot of Lupita pickers here, So I think I'll stand alone. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's just me. That's how I be sometimes. I'm gonna stick with my pick. All right, let's jump to the next one. Let's jump to this next pick real quick. Okay. Sabina Mazo versus Maria Agapova. Oh, man. The one thing I'm going to say about Sabina Mazo is, she could definitely be one of them fighters on this list of flyweights. Well, she probably is. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But Sabina Mazo, it just seems like I haven't been as consistent with her. I know she's only 24 years old, but it just seems like she'll fight and then kind of disappear. And, for a while, it seemed like she was in there, 2 years ago. I know she fought like two times in 2020, but it just seems like, I don't know, something like she's moving slower right now. Maybe because her last fight was at bantamweight. Maybe because they put her last fight at bantamweight. I thought that was kind of crazy. Her and Alexis Davis are both ranked. They were both ranked in the flyweights, a while back, and they put both of them in the bantamweight in a bantamweight fight. That was crazy. So she actually hasn't fought at flyweight in over a year, if you think about it. Her last win at flyweight was against Justine Kish, right? So Justine Kish was her last win. It was a good win. Good solid win. Fight, you could have said she was losing, but she came behind the back and scored that big head kick and choke. So I don't know, man. I just hope they can kind of push the pace, keep a consistent pace with Sabina Mazo again, because I see some promise in her. She's one of those tall, long built flyweights. Got some good power, good stand up. Her ground game is okay. She's a good Muay Thai based fighter. Good Muay Thai based fighter. She can take a while to pick it up. She's a bit of a slow starter, but when she picks it up, yeah, she throws with bad intentions. Sabina Mazo, haven't fought in about 8 months now. It's been about 8 months, so I'm ready to see her back in the mix, man, for real. And her opponent, Maria Agapova, another tall, long fighter that brings action. She's been out the mix for a minute. She's been out since last year. The Shanna Dobson loss. So going into this fight here, I think, the one thing I'm more concerned about in Mazo is just the fact, she hasn't fought in a while. She hasn't fought at flyweight in over a year. But Maria Agapova, I'm more concerned about where she's at mentally right now. I mean, what about y'all? I mean, Maria Agapova to me right now is kind of treading on thin ice in this game, with all the things that's been going on, drama out of the octagon, and just that off performance she had against Shanna Dobson. You know what I mean? That was like one of the biggest upsets in UFC history, right? That was like one of the biggest upsets in history. I mean, I was like, what's going on, man? Like, she just came in there with a whole different approach to the fight. So Agapova, man, she's got a lot to prove in this fight. I think even more so, she's got a lot to prove to kind of pick up her steam where she had left off with a lot of people. She came in, won her debut against Hannah Cyphers. I mean, I know that's not like a big major win, but to go into your second fight and lose the fashion that you did against Shanna Dobson, that was almost like unreal to people. But it's possible if you just come in there off game and thinking you hyped up and thinking you can street fight somebody. Like, she abandoned her game. So let's see what she can do, man. It's been a year. Let's see what she can do against this tall fighter in Mazo. I mean, I'll tell you right now, though, I don't see this fight going the distance. Mazo and Agapova, these are two long strikers. Agapova throws more volume, hard volume. Mazo, she throws big shots. She throws big head kicks. I think Mazo has that power signature head kick at all times. So I really don't see this going 3 rounds. Whichever way it goes, I don't see it going 3 rounds. I will say Agapova, when she does hurt you, she does go for the finish. She does go for the finish. Mark, yeah, she is. She's staying. I'm assuming she is. This fight is at 125, so I'm assuming she stays at 125. So I think that in this fight, you're going to get a good stand-up match, and I think Mazo's going to be forced to throw more here because Agapova's going to come in. She's going to come in strong. She's going to try to come in throwing big shots. Maybe not crazy like she did in her last fight, but maybe Agapova's going to throw and try to clinch up here, close that range on that tall, long fighter. Because let's see, they're about the same. They're not that far off. Agapova's listed at 5'6" with a 68-inch reach, so she's got a long reach. 5'6" with a 68-inch reach. And then you look at Mazo, she's like 5'7". Yeah, 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. Of course, on Taylor to Tape, sometimes he don't match up with the UFC post, but that's what I got. 5'7", that's a tall flyweight. 70-inch reach, that's long. So I could see Agapova wanting to clinch in this fight a little bit and not be on the end of the big shots. So we'll see. Hang on, let me see. Daniel ever said, "Yo, I got KO'd." Oh, okay, y'all talking about that fight. Stamina said if Mazo Agapova goes the distance, the guys absolutely will hate us all. Yeah, I really don't see it, but if it does, yeah, something wrong. Robert said there's a part of me that still wants to see Agapova do well, but I'm not rolling with her in this one. Might as well eventually pick her apart. Colton said Agapova, I think she learned her lesson from the last fight. Yeah, like Agapova's biggest lesson to me, like she has good range, good defense. I think Agapova, her main thing is like getting in gear. Like she's a slow starter. Like that's the one thing I would complain about her as a fighter. She's a slow starter. Like Justine Keech was getting off on her easy. And then J.J. Aldridge was getting off too. Like, I could argue that J.J. Aldridge beat her. You know, I could argue that was a close fight. But Justine Keech, she was about to win, I think, until she gassed out and got caught. You know, Justine Keech was in and out with them shots and touching her. It wasn't until like the later, I want to say second round and third round, whenever Keech started eating them head kicks and she knocked her down and then choked her out. So I think Alexis Davis kind of set up a blueprint. You know what I mean? Like Alexis Davis was in there working, man. She was taking her to the ground. She was taking her to the ground, right? Wasn't that Alexis Davis in there schooling her with the wrestling and just like closing in and using her strength? Yeah. So I don't think Agapova's going to do it like that, but it's there. Outlanding Mazo, the ability to outland Mazo was there. So, you know, we'll see. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Sabina Mazo in this fight. I think she's powerful. I think she has better range to stay away from the long shots. And, yeah, I think she just hits harder. You know, I think she's a technical striker, you know, to the body, to the head. And, you know, this Muay Thai is what she wants. She's going to want a fighter to come straight for her. If it goes to the ground, I don't know. Because Agapova is slick. You know, she is slippery and she does submit girls. Like, let's see who has some more submission wins. Hold on here. Let's see. So let's see. Whoa. Let me see. I don't think Sabina Mazo won't have any submission wins, do she? Dang, I can't believe Sabina Mazo has a win over Alejandra Lara early in her career. Let me see. Head kick. She's knocked some girls out with head kicks. Yeah, she ain't submitting nobody. Yeah, Sabina Mazo ain't submitting nobody. That kind of shows you where her ground game is. She ain't submitted anybody in her career. I mean, anything can happen, but she ain't submitting nobody in this fight. Let's see. Agapova, she at least has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, she's got about 4 out of her 9 fights. So Agapova, when she knocks you down, she will go in for a choke. I noticed that. Like, she will drop a fighter. She doesn't really just ground and pound. That's where I was like, I was high on Agapova for a while, because, you know, she was always that one that goes in for the kill. And like you said, Robert, hopefully she can pick it back up. I want to see her do something. I want to see her do well. You know, Agapova, if she drops you, she'll go in for a choke. She will go in for a submission instead of ground and pound. You know, she doesn't give you a chance to breathe. So she did have that killer part of her. And let's see if she has it now, man. It's been, 14 months? But I'm going to go with Mazo in this fight. It ain't going the distance. I can't call the round, but it's not going the distance. I hear something landing in this fight like that, and it just being over. You know what I mean? I hear something big that's just going to go, and that'll be it. I don't know what round it's going to be, but it's going to sound like that. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, classic striker versus striker match. Mark Robinson says, I think Mazo can weather the storm. I ride with Mazo in this fight. Yeah, she can get outworked. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. She can get outworked. She could get outworked, but that's that moment. Like I said, when you hear that, it's somebody's gonna be laying down. So I go with Mazo. All right, let's go to the big fight here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna give y'all my prediction on this one yet, but we can talk. Y'all give me y'all's if you want. I'm not giving it to you because I'm not sure. Marina Rodriguez and Mackenzie Dern. This is the fight I've been looking forward to. I've been looking forward to this fight. This was on my wish list. This was on my wish list, and I love every bit of this fight. However it goes, I love it, man. Mackenzie and Marina is a striker versus grappler match. In Mackenzie's eyes, she's hoping that it becomes striker versus well-rounded fighter. You know what I mean? That's kind of what Mackenzie's plan is her whole plan is to be. Mackenzie is trying to become a complete fighter now. I'm not saying Marina's not, but I mean, we just been seeing the hand speed and we've been seeing the striking of Mackenzie Dern becoming more and more evident in her fights. And it's been improving. And it's been getting what she wants. So this fight might not just be striker versus grappler. It could very well be striker versus grappler / striker. So that's what makes this thing so interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I can't pick yet. I'm going to just talk about the fight a little bit. I think that this fight being a 5-round fight, it might change the pace a little bit. Just because, when you fight 3 rounds, I think you have to amp your gear up at some point in the first round. And then by the second round, you have to be in full gear. And then in the third round, it's like all or nothing. And, with the 5-round fight, the first round might be a good fill-out round. And then the second round is going to be a bit more where you start to pick up your pace a little bit. Third, you're in the meat already. 4 and 5 it's let everything go, So I think that this is going to be one of those fights that Marina Rodriguez, her being the striker in this case, and the fighter that likes to find pace and fight at a pace, it might favor her more so to me. I think 5 rounds would favor the striker. I think the more methodical striker. Mackenzie Dern, she's high paced to me. I think she's somebody who likes to start fast. So I don't know what she would look like in the 4th and 5th round. That's still yet to tell. Time will tell. Saturday night's going to tell. But I think seeing Marina Rodriguez, how she fought in the past and how she can kind of slow herself down a little bit and then speed up a little bit in fights. And then seeing her against Michelle Waterson, I think we know she can go 5 rounds and still be fresh. You know what I mean? I mean, she did take some hard shots in that Waterson fight, but I think early on a 5-round fight definitely favors Marina. Mackenzie Dern, though, I think in a lot of people's eyes, we've seen her show a bit more of a plan B, which is why I know a lot of people lean towards Mackenzie Dern because she is growing confident in a plan B. It's not just jiu-jitsu, but she's also working on her boxing and her leg kicks and her overall stand-up. So with that plan B put together, she is bridging that gap that I've been talking about. And that's what you need, man. Like at this level at strawweight or whatever division, you need that level. Like, Joanna's like a striker all day long. And, sometimes we'll think she's a one-dimensional fighter. But, yeah, man, her takedown defense is like a weapon in itself. So having that level of takedown defense is like an art, man. It's like an art, and you do need that when you go in there. You need like that sword and the shield. You just can't have a sword, man, and you're gonna be getting stuck. literally. You know what I mean? So I think we do see that plan B more in Mackenzie Dern, but I'm not going to count Marina out in this fight. No way, man. I ain't going to count Marina out here because maybe she'll learn a couple more lessons in this fight, but maybe she is putting together that TDD that she needs, you know? Ulysses, what's up? Ulysses said I'm late. 125 is very interesting. Nah, you ain't. If you want to talk 125, we haven't even started yet, Ulysses. I mean, we're going to get on 125 after I talk about this Dern and Rodriguez fight. So, yeah, you made it just in time. Yeah, we have not even started flyweight talk yet. I just been going in on this fight. Well, I just started. So, let's see. James Hanley said Dern is working on her flaws. It's cool to see the growth of Dern. Yeah, like what we see is definitely putting, a lot of people's money on Dern. You know, we've been seeing it. I've been seeing it. I've been calling it since back in summer of last year. You know, like the change in her body. I seen the change in her body. Then, Perillo polishing up her hands. And I'm still seeing the mistakes, but it's good that she's working. It's good that she's working. Marina, on the other hand, like I think her striking is very good to the point where she could beat an old Mackenzie Dern, but this Mackenzie Dern, man, is like, Mackenzie Dern, even in the odds, man, it maybe even like topping it off a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, used to be 50-50, but in some people's eyes, it's 60-40 for Dern for good reason. I think Marina, I won't say she's flawless on her feet, but she's very, very sharp on her feet. And definitely one of the top strikers at 115. But when she's on the ground, she's like a totally different fighter. I mean, yes or no? Tell me all in the comment section. Yes or no? When Marina Rodriguez, look, I love Marina Rodriguez, but when she's on the ground, yes or no, is she a different fighter? Like, and I don't mean for the good. I mean, she just seems like a lost fighter in there. Yes or no? I mean, for real. Like, and that's what I'm scared about. That's why I'm scared about her going in this fight. Robert said, Mackenzie Dern's definitely in better shape for 5 rounds. Now, before she had the baby, I think Dern wants to pressure Rodriguez hard early, so hopefully that Marina fades. Yeah, and she better hope that she has that gas tank to press her and not fade herself. Hang on here. I'm just hooking something up. I think Dern, when you brought up the baby, I think the baby is a big part of it too, man. Like, people just don't understand. Like, I don't have kids, but people, when they tell me they have kids, it wakes something up in you. It changes your mind state. Definitely it does. Like, people tell me that all the time, and I think Dern and Nunes put them in a mind state where it's like the lioness watching over the cub. It's like we gotta do this for the family. So very, very, very dangerous fight for both fighters. But maybe, like I said, even more so for Marina because of these growing elements that we've been seeing. Yeah, James Hanley said, yeah, I do, man. Like, when she's on the ground, she just seems like a different fighter. Like, she's in trouble. Like, I was watching the fight with, who was that? What was that fight I was watching the other night? Was it Calvillo? The draw? I was watching Marina Rodriguez fight a couple of days ago, and there was a point where she got taken down and she kind of balled up, and I was like, oh no, I was like, she just balled up, and I was like, that's not how you want to be. Like, I would rather you scramble and panic mode, not full, not like panic mode, but I'd want to see you like trying to scramble. You know what I mean? Like, getting to your feet, like, instead of balling up. It would be more so in the fashion of like Joanna. Somebody brought up Joanna just a minute ago. Hold on. Yeah, Daniel Ever said Joanna became the female Aldo when it came to takedown defense. Yeah. Yeah, Dern. You said Dern's gonna windmill punch into the clinch and get a lot going. Yeah, her. That's the. I think that part is gonna be easy for Marina to figure out because Marina's a very good technical striker. So if you come in her windmill with your eyes closed, you might get knocked out. Right. Yeah, so overall, man, I just think we do see more of a plan B growing in Mackenzie Dern. And I can see why everybody's picking. But I think Marina's going to be prepared for this fight. I think that she's taking this thing seriously. I think that's why she pushed it out. You know, a lot of people thought she was ducking, but it was like, come on, man. Like, she ain't ducking. Like, the girl just fought 2 close fights. She just fought a fight in January, a fight in May, and then y'all want her to take on Mackenzie Dern in July? The girl just fought in May, and then you want to take on Mackenzie Dern in July. That wasn't fair. So if she asked for like a full training camp, I'm cool with that. As long as she's not ducking the fight, as long as she want to push it back to a reasonable date, that's cool. But come fight night, you know, that training camp better pay off, right? You know, hopefully we see Marina Rodriguez's training paid off here. So Marina at 5'6", 65-inch reach. She's the longer fighter here, right? Against a 5'4", 63-inch reach. So Mackenzie Dern has that, Marina Rodriguez has that reach and height advantage. Got to use it to her full potential here, man. Takedown defense, clinches, body work in the clinch, break off with elbows, elbow Mackenzie on the way out. Those are the things that she has to do to avoid a fight on the ground. You know, watch these Joanna versus Andrade fights. You know, watch Joanna versus Michelle Waterson. You know, when those fighters tried to take her down, she was quick on the hop. You know, hopping on one foot. You know what I mean? She hops on one foot, and she's breaking. You know, so it's gonna be a good fight. I think most of y'all are picking Dern. I mean, I can't get my pick yet. I'm not really sure on my pick yet. I'll probably drop it tomorrow, to Thursday. Yeah, James. She seems different now. She definitely seems different. Okay, so let's jump into this 125 talk, y'all. 125, the flyweight division right now is it's a growing division, man. It really is. You know, that's why I had put these pictures up here of just some of the fighters taking over or could take over. You know, I got Sarge up there because Sarge is still like a wild card. I still got to include Sarge in there. Then I have, you know, of course, Manon and Miranda here. There's just like a different focus in this lower half, you know, and I'm praying that they keep it as they get into the top. But right now, a lot of these flyweights, they are putting everybody on notice. You know, they're putting everybody on game. So let's go ahead and get this flyweight thing started here. So I got these flyweights here. These are like the flyweights right now that aren't ranked, that I think are pretty much going to flood the division, you know, as we weed out the older ladies. You know, y'all see the slides right here. So these are all the ladies I've been seeing. You know, some of them are going to be in there for a little bit. Some might not get to the top. Some will probably hold down the number 15 or 10 spot. But eventually I think most of these flyweights here are going to be somewhere, you know, and they're either going to be somewhere or they're showing like a level of hunger that we need. I think everybody in here is needed to me. You know, that's why I put these flyweights together, because I was just going through and I said, man, like sometimes the unranked fighters that are matched up, they tend to seem like they sound like hungry fighters, dangerous fighters, and they sound like they really sound like they want something. You know what I mean? It seems like a lot of the fighters have been coming in the flyweight division have been hungry. You know, So I think it's going to be an interesting process here once you start getting these ladies in this slideshow in, you know. So who we got? Let's see. Let's start here. So I got Manon Firo in there. Agapova I got in there because, you know, still a wild card. Sarge is the wild card. Tracy Cortez, I had to put her in there because she's going to be in there eventually. Taylor Santos. I had to put Jillian Robertson in there, you know, at some point. Sabina Mazo. Jasmine, Jazzy Vicious. Still a little, you know, we'll see. Miranda Maverick. Casey O'Neill, of course, she's already 14. Aaron Blanchfield. I actually think Aaron is a little bit better than Casey O'Neill. Then I got Montana De La Rosa. JJ Aldrich is one of my favorites, too. Luana Caroline, I had to put her in there. Myra Buenasilva, same with her. Tough as hell. Macy Barber. Had to include Macy just because she's got the energy. You know, I had to put Macy in there because she's got the energy and she wants to fight. Even though she lacks some technical skill and she lost to Miranda, in my opinion, she's still something. She still brings something to the division. Like, all of these ladies, I think, are bringing something to the division. Like, not everybody in here is going to hold the belt, and not everybody's going to be a GOAT, and not everybody is going to be number 2 or 3, but they're bringing something to the table. Like, JJ, I think, with a few more fights, you know, JJ Aldridge, you know, she's like I said, she's like a technical JoJo to me. I like JJ. I think I need to see just a little bit more with her technique, maybe a little more commitment and power. And I think she could be in there, man. She could definitely be in there. 2B said, who's the black and white? That's Jasmine Jasuda Vicious. Jasmine Jasuda Vicious. Yeah. Jazzy Vicious. That's what I call her. That's who the black and white picture is. She just won the Contender Series. She's about to fight Kay Hansen in January. Still a little early to tell with her. I just like her energy right now, you know. But my point is, like, all of these fighters I picked is like, none of them are even in, you know, the majority of them ain't even in the top 15 yet. You know, of course, like, Macy is and Taylor is and Miranda and Casey is, but Sarge, she could throw herself into that mix pretty soon. But a lot of these fighters are just showing, like, some hunger, man. And some flex in and out, like Jillian and Montana. You know what I mean? Like, some of them fighters, they flex in and out, but they got something about them. They got some danger factor, killer instinct about them. So we can't count them out, man. But, like, who do y'all think? Like, what do y'all think? Like, who do y'all want to add to that mix? Like, that's pretty much the ones I have to add because all of them in some type of way, all of them in some type of way have something to make this division live again. Well, I won't say alive again because it's never really, it's not like the bantamweight. They hadn't been around as long, but it's one of those divisions, man, where you have these lower fighters that are showing the older fighters up. And, I mean, that's how it works sometimes. I just think some of these older fighters, they tend to lose the flair or get comfortable. And that's when the division starts to get dry. But as long as you have ladies like this on the come up, that's going to start weeding fighters out. Hey, I think we're going to be in for something. That's why I talk about the flyweight division too, man, because it's like, it's definitely doing better than 135. You know, it's like Valentina said, you know, it's thriving because you have a lot of girls moving up from 115. Then you have a lot of smaller bantamweights who walk around at a low weight that need to be at this weight. They need to be at 125 because it's a safer weight for them because they're smaller, you know, like Valentina. Like, if Valentina never goes back to 135, that's fine with me because I really don't want to see a third fight with her and Nunes. So, I don't know. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, because it's like I said, it's a little early to tell. Let me do a little pause on each fighter here. 1 second. Okay, so Erin Blanchfield, like I said, a good reason why I put her up there. You know, Erin's got a win over. She's got some good wins in the Invicta FC over some of your fighters that's already here, like Kay Hansen and so on, and Victoria Leonardo. And at her age, she's already shown a very dangerous type of growth. I think Erin Blanchfield has a good mixture of a little bit of everything. Like I said, you know, she goes in there and likes to dominate. She's a ground fighter. She's a stand-up fighter. She does a little bit of everything. So I think she's definitely going to be in that mix, you know. Move her right and put her in there with some good competition. She'll be in there, no doubt. Montana I put in there because I think as you weed out the older fighters, she'll be flexed into the top 15 again, maybe around 13, 14. And she's a dangerous fighter. You know, she is a dangerous fighter. Montana is a dangerous fighter. And I think that she's durable. She's durable, and she is a killer instinct. Like, she doesn't disappoint me the way Antonina does. Like, they disappoint me in opposite ways. Like, Montana disappoints me because of the technical skill that she lacks sometimes, the commitment, where Antonina, I get disappointed in her because she doesn't bring that fire. So Montana would definitely be in there. Keep it going. All right. JJ, I think, is, you know, a good one. I think she's definitely a good striker. And the more and more she puts her ground game like she was working on in her other fight together. I know Vanessa's a smaller fighter, but, Vanessa's a smaller fighter, but still, like, that was a good growth we saw in JJ Aldridge. Luana Carolina, I see Stamina saying she a waste of oxygen. Come on, man. Talking about she oxygen thief. There's room for Luana Carolina here, man. Luana could probably be BJ, just a second, BJ. I'll let you in a second, man. BJ's in here. All right, let me know y'all can hear BJ. I got him on another mic. Hold on. Go ahead and say something, BJ.
What's up, dude?
Oh, hang on. Let me turn you up. Just chilling, man. What's going on? Let me know if y'all can hear.
You know the routine, man. Just chilling, looking at these comments.
I don't know, man. I got this list up here. I don't know if you've seen the whole slideshow, man. Well, let's take it back since you're here, BJ. Let's talk, man. Who do you got for Marina and Dern, man? What you think of the fight?
Nah, I got Mackenzie Dern, man. I got Mackenzie Dern winning it. I think that Dern will find a way to strike. She'll use her striking to be effective, and then of course her ground game will come into play. So I'm not even sweating. Not even sweating that fight, really.
Damn, it's not 50-50.
It's 50-50. It can be. It can be 50-50. Yes, if Mackenzie Dern gets reckless on the feet, she gets wild and reckless on the feet, then that's the perfect opportunity for Rodriguez to just snipe her off. You know what I'm saying? So, Dern just got to be careful on the feet. You know what I'm saying? But she can be effective on the feet. What you mean? Do I sound bad, Stamina? It can't be me, man. What's going on?
Yeah, earlier, Robert, he had some problems with his audio, so I got you up loud and clear here.
Okay.
Okay, so I asked you this yesterday on y'all stream too, man. Like, who do you think the 5 rounds favor, man, that type of fighting style? Like, 5 rounds change from 3 rounds sometimes, but, like, if it goes, like, past 3, who do you think it's going to favor?
I think it favors Rodriguez. I'm going to stay with, what I said. I think that the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Rodriguez because, we've seen her go that distance with Michelle Waterson. Like I said last night, she went that distance. And we've seen her fight that whole time, you know what I'm saying? Like Kim Mackenzie Dern, who's a fast starter, You know what I'm saying? Can she keep that pace for 3 rounds is the question.
Okay. All right. So dang man, how do you got it going though? How do you see the fight ending?
I don't think it'll go to distance. I think we'll get a finish. I think we'll get a finish no later than a 3rd round. We'll get a finish.
And you wouldn't be surprised if the finish was on either end though, huh?
I wouldn't be surprised the finish was on either end. I wouldn't be surprised if she finishes Mackenzie Dern, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mackenzie Dern finished her. I would be a little more surprised if Rodriguez finished Dern, because we ain't ever seen Dern get finished. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm definitely rolling with Mackenzie Dern.
Okay. All right. I'm not doing my pick yet. I still can't pick. I'll give it to y'all tomorrow or Thursday. I just can't.
That boy still holding on to it.
Yeah, I can't, man. Like it's the thing, man. Like I hate to count Marina out, man. Like I'm just looking at the competition she's faced. Okay, Mark Robinson said it. He said, "Look, Rodriguez has fought tougher competition. She's fought Waterson, Ebas, Esparza, Calvillo, Anzarov, Calvillo, Jandaroba. Oh, Marco Cyphers. I'm trying to. He mixed some of them up. Oh, okay, he mixed them up.
He's saying
Yeah.
Dern Rodriguez fought Waterson, Rivas, Esparza, Calvillo, Torres versus Mackenzie fought. Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, okay. So he thinks that Rodriguez is competition. I think so too. I think it has too, but I'm scared of the plan B in this fight, man. Like I think Mackenzie's been working on a good plan B.
Yep.
It's just that Marina's in the past, like when Marina gets down to the ground, she looks like a different fighter, man. Like she just balls up sometimes, man.
That Antonina syndrome on the ground, man. I'm telling you.
Oh man, yeah, I never thought anything would be worse than Antonina's on the ground, but wow, man, like it's just like that, totally different, man. Who you got in this flyweight fight? What do you think about Mazo versus Agapova? You talked about this on your channel, but
yeah, I talked about it, man. I'm going Sabina Mazo because I just feel like, Sabina. We've seen Agapova with the cardio issues, and we know that Sabina Mazo is a slow starter. She's just a slow-paced fighter, you know what I'm saying? But Sabina Mazo hits you, man, and she hurts you. And like I said, her knees and her kicks are very dangerous, aside from her punches, you know what I'm saying? Like, her knees come all the way up to the chin. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sabina Mazo striking ain't no bullshit out here, you know what I'm saying? So I think that Sabina Mazo can just keep that pace on, keep that steady pace on Agapova, survive the early swarm, because Agapova gonna come out trying to take her head off, like, which she could. You know what I'm saying? If Mazo don't get out the way, if her defense is not on point. But Mazo, man, I think Mazo can hurt. She can survive that, and if she can hurt Agapova, then it is what it is. But I mean, this could be another Agapova starch, and I doubt it, but it could be.
What do you think about her? What do you think about Mazo's, like, when she starts slow, like, is that definitely going to be like a point in this fight where she's going to have to start fast? Like, is this going to be a fight where she has to start fast, man? Like,
I mean, Agapova could force that out of her, though, Combo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Agapova could force Sabina Mazo to step it up, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that eventually, even if that does happen, I just still see Sabina Mazo settling back into her point style fighting, man, with that clinch, that tie clinch, and them knees.
Oh, you cut out, BJ, after tie clinch.
Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Yeah, that tie clinch, man, like that tie clinch and stuff can, it'll start to wear on Agapova as the fight goes on. The longer the fight goes, the more beneficial it is for Sabina Mazo.
Okay.
Hello?
All right, Robert
Hello.
Henry. What's going on, Robert Henry?
Hey, what's up? Here we go. Bring the smoke.
All right,
man, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking combo right now.
Dang.
I got to answer these questions.
Bring the smoke.
Okay.
So we can start backwards if you want to. We talk about the Agapova versus Mazo fight.
Yeah. Let's start there, man. What do you think of that fight? It's coming Saturday, man.
I think it's going to be a fun fight to watch, but I don't think Agapova. I think Agapova being off so long I think that's working against her. I know cage rust is different for each individual, but I feel that I think she's going to start off slow herself. I mean, now she could try to do what she did last time, which I wouldn't advise. And ironically, her common opponent with Mazo is Shayna Dobson. And I thought, my memory might not serve me correct, but I thought that Mazo kind of started fast in that fight. I remember her basically putting Dobson against the cage real bad in that fight, beating her pretty bad early on. But anyway, I think in that fight, I just see Agapova getting caught. I just see her getting caught with kicks, combinations.
Man, 21 of y'all in the building, man. Hit that like button. 21 of y'all in the building. Hit that like for your boy, man.
Yeah, please do, man. Like I said, y'all hit the like button. I keep doing it.
Yeah, so anyway, I got to go with Mazo. I just think Mazo is going to piece her apart. I mean, is there a possibility she could get caught on the ground? Maybe. But I just think that she's the smarter fighter. She has the better octagon IQ. And I see a late finish. That's what I see happening in this fight. That's what I see. Now, in terms of
go ahead.
In terms of Marina and Mackenzie, I mean, to be honest with you, I was about to joke with you, say, well, since you're not doing your pick till Thursday, I'll wait till my Friday joint. But my pick hasn't changed. I'm still going with Mackenzie Dern. I won't go deep into the explanation that I'm developing by rewatching both their fights, but I'll just say this, that it's a very dangerous fight for both fighters. I think Dern's style is very unpredictable because it's true. Her striking has truly improved, but she's still at risk of being countered because she still takes her eyes off of the target. So I'm a little concerned about that. But over the course of 5 rounds, I don't see Marina. I just don't see Marina. I just think she's gonna get taken down, and it's just going to be a submission snake pit. I just see her getting finished in this fight. That's where I'm at with that. But she can win the fight, though. It's very possible.
See, this is a point right here, like Gordon Morris just brought up, that keeps me on the fence. Mackenzie's grappling advantage may be negated by Marina's takedown defense at 62%. And you know that's the gap in Mackenzie Dern. Like Mackenzie Dern, she can drop you, she can catch a kick, she can take you down, or she can lower you into the ground like she did Randa. But I'm still not really sold on her middle ground or her wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not good. Like her wrestling is not that good. Like it showed in the fight with Ashley Yoder. Like she could not get Ashley Yoder to the ground like she wanted her to.
And Hannah Cyphers.
And Hannah Cyphers, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the thing with Mackenzie Dern being a jiu-jitsu girl, like you see a lot of like upper body clinching. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really see Mackenzie shoot for the legs or dive for the ankles or anything like that. You don't really see that. You see more of upper body like throws and judo throws. That's more of what she's trying to do, like trip you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And not to talk about Jillian Robertson, but when we're talking about skill set here, Robertson is more like a perfect blend of wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like that's what you like. You know, you see a lot of top control out of people who you know wrestle. You know, you don't really see that out of Mackenzie Dern. You don't see a lot of top control. Like she gets you down and she's either ground and pounding or she's trying to submit you. You know what I'm saying? So she's not a position over submission ground fighter. She's a submission over position person.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because like Gordon said, he said measured against Dern's takedown accuracy, which is 10%.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because when she got ABC out of there, it was a punch that dropped her. Right.
Right.
And it was like a kick she caught after rocking Nina Azaroff, which I could kind of argue that wasn't like a solid like boom takedown type of thing, you know. So
right,
it's kind of like when she can lower you into the ground, like, cause think about it, like she never even like tried to really she never had any success with Amanda Ebos as far as takedown, right?
Yeah.
What about?
No, he didn't have any.
Yeah, and like I honestly think Michelle Waterson's takedown actually is better.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Mackenzie's takedown is terrible. Her takedowns are terrible. Like,
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it just is what her takedowns are horrible.
so that's what I'm factoring in. Like, I'm trying to factor in the striking. Like, the striking is good, but is it going to be a level where it's going to throw off Marina Rodriguez's striking? Like, I don't see that being a problem for her, man. Like, I just don't like.
You don't see what being a problem for who?
I don't see Mackenzie Dern striking being a problem for Marina Rodriguez.
I mean, it's like if Mackenzie Dern blitzes forward, she's fast though. Like, she's fast, and like her punches come fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, her punches are quick, man, and she can swing something like. And she's unorthodox with it. Like, it's not very technical. So I mean, it's gotten more technical since she's been with Perillo, but it's not that technical. You know what I'm saying? So it's coming from odd places. That's what makes those grapplers who strike. That's what makes them dangerous, because it's not coming from where Marina Rodriguez would normally think it would come from. Like, Mackenzie throws a lot of hooks. You know what I'm saying? A lot of wild power hooks. You know what I'm saying? And something could clip. She could clip Rodriguez. Like, you never know, man. Like, you know, her Jason Perillo, I follow him. You know, he talk about, you know, teaching Mackenzie how to place the power, because she's got the power. You just gotta place the power. You know what I'm saying? And this, I don't know, man. It can be that's up in the air, though. I don't know.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah.
I agree that Mackenzie could definitely catch her with a blitz. I see it happening more like she might miss the first 2 or 3, but she might catch her on the end.
Yeah.
But just to play both sides, I was really looking at the Michelle Waterson fight and some other highlights. I mean, now Marina when Marina is on, she can throw pretty hard and fast too. I mean, she can blitz. So Mackenzie can't just sit back and thinking, okay, I'm just gonna do a feint and then I'm gonna come in with a blitz. I mean, I think Marina probably got the faster hands, while Mackenzie's hands, I don't know who has more raw strength, but I'm saying in terms of my God, it's annoying. Anyway, what I'm saying is she's at a disadvantage because of the lack of technique. But because she throws such weighty punches, it's possible that she may be able to stagger enough to maybe get her up against the cage or get her off balance. Like, you never know. Sometimes you can throw something. Like, for example, combo. One thing I wanted to bring up was looking at the Lauren Murphy, and I know this is not a great example, but still, the Lauren Murphy Valentina Shevchenko fight. There was one moment where I think that Lauren Murphy actually kind of surprised Valentina, where she kind of did like a awkward, like she was trying to do like a Superman punch, but I guess she just couldn't get her legs and her arms to like deliver it right. But she like threw out a left hand and then threw out the right, and then for one moment, it made Valentina make a mistake and she dropped. You know, she didn't have enough time to pounce or anything like that. But I'm saying, if somehow Mackenzie Dern could throw an awkward or strange, you know, combination that just Marina can't read, and you know, she got that long, lanky body. I mean, she might be able to wrap her up. You never know. So.
I just like look back at all these other fighters too. You know, like Cynthia Calvillo supposed to be great grappler, which she is. You know, she gets submission wins, but I didn't see her have any success submitting Marina Rodriguez. You know, and she was able to get Marina to the ground. You know, so I'm looking at what Calvillo could do, what Carla Esparza couldn't do, and my thing is if she can't get a takedown, I think Carla and Calvillo are better at takedowns, and if she can't get that takedown, I think Mackenzie's going to be in trouble here, because this is a fight where Marina just has to play keep away, in my opinion. You know, if she plays keep away and keeps it standing for however long she needs, I think Mackenzie could be in trouble, man.
I don't know, man, because if Mackenzie, if she feel like she in any trouble on the feet, man, she gonna start throwing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna start throwing, like, and we know that, like, with a taller, longer fighter like Marina Rodriguez, like, the way to close that distance is to throw them overhand rights and them hooks and whatnot to come in. Don't try to throw straight punches with her. Like, Mackenzie gonna start throwing haymakers.
Mackenzie can take a punch. My problem is we just don't know. Like, she hasn't truly been cracked like that. Like, she probably got caught and you could tell, or maybe she had to, like, not show it too much. But generally, she's taking strikes well. But again, I just worry about those combinations. Like, Rodriguez, the thing that I wonder is, will Mackenzie throw enough straight punches in this fight? Because even though Marina is deadly with those long range, with those sharp straight punches, she tends to get excited and throw a bunch of hooks. And I'm like, can Mackenzie actually catch her with a hard straight, even a perfect time jab that maybe Marina just walks into? Like, to me, that's the test. Like, can she really catch her in a way to where it would make Marina think, oh, I just can't keep resetting and then just, walk her down and punish her for the whole fight, or, try to wait for Mackenzie Dern to fatigue from failed takedown attempt. So I'm telling you, Mackenzie is definitely going to be tested in this fight. But I mean, again, it's both ways, but it's interesting though. It's very interesting.
All right, let me ask you this, BJ. I know you're expert on Jillian.
What you got?
I'm gonna ask you this because you're expert on Jillian. Like, what makes Jillian successful with her takedowns?
It's like Jillian's so weird with the takedowns though. Like, she does weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when she fought Poliana Battaglia, you know what I'm saying? Like, she tied her up. You know what I'm saying? And Jillian has this thing, you know what I'm saying, that she does, like, especially in the Molly McCann fight and in the fight with Courtney Casey. Well, Courtney Casey, she just took Courtney Casey down, but she dives for the leg, and then she rolls, and you go down, and then she crawls on top of you. That's what she does, man. She does this weird thing, man, where she just like, she grabs your leg and then she just rolls, like she turns her body, twists her body, and you go down, and then when you're down, she just climbs up your body, man, and then she's in top position. You know what I'm saying? Versus with Courtney Casey, all she had to do was grab a single leg and drag Courtney Casey down to the ground. Like, we've seen Jillian take people down lots of different ways. You know what I'm saying? But she's good at it. She's good at taking girls down. Because her wrestling, like, Dean Thomas works on her wrestling. Like, we know her jiu-jitsu is good, but her wrestling has got to be better. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's, she just does it in many different ways.
Okay, yeah, because I was just asking that because I'm thinking what Mackenzie Dern lacks in that she lacks that middle part right there. Like, she has better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And she has I think she has more power than Jillian, but there's that one part that keeps her from getting those takedowns. Is like, she doesn't have that middle part. And I think that's going to be trouble when you take it on Marina. Because, yeah, Marina, her resume is on point. I mean, she's fought some solid ground fighters in there, and they cannot submit her, even when they get her to the ground. Like, every time we say she looks like a fish out of water when she's on the ground, but why is she not racking up losses? Why is she not, like, on a 5-fight losing streak? Why did she not lose to Randa, Carla, Tisha, who else?
Who you talking about, Marina?
Yeah, why has she not lost all these fights then?
She lost to Carla.
That's what I'm saying. One fight, though. Like, but why has she not lost to all these fighters that have good ground game?
Because it's about how you approach it, and it's about fight IQ. You know what I'm saying? Like, Carla Esparza Carla Esparza is small, but she blasts double legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about Carla. Like, back to what we were saying about, Mackenzie versus Jillian. Like, Jillian doesn't blast double leg. I don't think Jillian really has the strength to blast double legs like that, nor the explosiveness. Mackenzie Dern, I think she does have it. She just doesn't use. She doesn't know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? I think Mackenzie Dern does have the physical strength to blast the double leg or a single leg takedown and take these girls down. And Carla Esparza, she knows how to blast a double or a single. You know what I'm saying? Coming from that wrestling background, that's how she was able to take Rodriguez down. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would dive in on a leg, you know what I'm saying, and turn the corner and take her down every time. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Carla, it's all about timing too. Like, Carla had that wrestling timing versus people like Randa Marcos. They don't have that kind of IQ and timing like that. You know. Carla was out here ducking under jabs and taking Rodriguez down. You know.
Oh yeah. That's what my point is though. Like, I think, who is that making noise?
Robert Henry. All that damn noise.
Let me mute him. Hold on. He said, Stamina said BJ was in the wardrobe. That was Robert that whole time. Man, hold on, because I had something muted over here. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that means Mackenzie Dern, man, she's got a lot of work cut out for her. It's making it sound a little bit harder to me. Like, she's going to have all this stuff that you got to have to beat this fighter we call one-dimensional, the Marina Rodriguez. But let this be the fight, man, where Marina come in there and use that tie clinch, and she start throwing that head around and just start handling Mackenzie on the feet. We never know what could happen, man.
We never know what we can predict and see how we think the fight gonna go all day long, man. It's not until they step in that cage that we actually gonna see what's going on. You know, how it actually plays out.
Okay, so
and Mackenzie could use feints too, like, you know, even though we saying that we know Mackenzie is not that good at takedowns. You know, Marina Rodriguez don't 100% know what's going on. You know, if Mackenzie start feinting a level change, you know what I'm saying, she could really open up the striking. You know what I'm saying? Use a lot of feints in this fight, and then she can do a lot with it. You go, especially if she get Rodriguez biting on the feint.
Okay, so let me ask you this though. Whoever wins this fight, is it a title? Is it going to lead to a title eliminator, or is it going to lead to a title shot?
I think that this fight can lead to the winner of this fight. It could lead to either. Like, right now, you can get a title eliminator out of it versus Carla Esparza, or Carla can get the next shot, or you can get, you know, they can say, well, we're gonna give Carla her shot, and then, you know, one of these girls. I don't see the winner of this fight waiting out a title shot. You know what I'm saying? I see the winner of this fight fighting the loser of the title fight. And then if they win, they get a shot at Carla, because Carla had a belt by then.
Okay. Robert, what do you think? Title eliminator or title shot?
Robert Henry gone, man.
Oh, is he? Hold on, I got to add him back in. All right, Robert. Okay, Robert. Hey, Robert.
Hello.
Question. All right.
Hello.
What do you think? Dern Rodriguez leads to a title eliminator or a title shot?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Does this fight lead to a title eliminator or title shot?
I would have said it was a title eliminator, but at this point in the top of that division, it's so screwy, and the fact that they gave Whaley a rematch, and the person that should forever remain nameless until they have another fight signed, as far as I'm concerned. No more excuses. Just give the title shot to Carla, because she earned it. And then after this, I would give the shot to whoever wins this fight. Keep it moving.
Man, I just hope Carla don't get screwed out of it, man. That's all I hope for. Like, I just hope that I honestly, man, want whoever wins this fight to fight Joanna. Bottom line, I just want them to fight Joanna, and that'll test where Joanna's at, and that'll test where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And if Joanna can beat the winner of this fight, then you can't deny her another title shot. You know, I know everybody gonna say what they want to say about her, but she wins this. If Joanna comes back and fights the winner of Dern Rodriguez, who are in line for a title shot, then you got to give her a title shot, man. Got to get a queen her right, man. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man,
Gave her almost 18 months.
This is why a tournament would be necessary right now.
Yep.
All right, so
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so let's jump to this topic here. I wanted to get y'all's take on like flyweights, man. Unranked flyweights, the lower half of the flyweights. All of these flyweights I got here in this picture, man. Like, tell me something, man. Like, the lower half of it, how's it looking to you compared to the top half, man? Let's start with you, Robert.
Well, the lower half is definitely more hungry. They're definitely more interested in fighting for a title than the top half is. I mean, I'm not going to say that I think that everybody on your list, like, I don't see Loanna Carolina doing much. I mean, that doesn't mean that she won't improve, but, you know, I'm not sold on her just yet. I agree with Stefan on that. I feel that you have fighters that they're just inconsistent. I mean, you have your Lipskis, who I like Lipski, but just not consistent enough. But I think the problem with the bottom half, it's kind of almost ironic. The problem with the bottom half is just that, on one hand, is that they're the bottom half. It's almost like at some point, a lot of those girls are going to have to face each other. Let's just start getting each other out of it. Now you do have some fighters like Santos and Manon, where clearly they've done enough to where if they continue to win, they're going to continue to go after those, veterans at flyweight. So, I mean, definitely there's more excitement in the bottom half, but I don't know if I want to completely write off the people in the top half. I mean, because you still got to Drive, and I don't know if Drive is going to fight for another title at one flyweight, but you still, like, when you get to the meat of that division, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe 2 to 3 of those girls in the bottom half, like, hey, I think they could, take out Chikagian, or they could take out Jennifer Maya, or whoever. But I still think the top is still it's strong enough. It's competitive enough to make things interesting, even among the improving girls. But at the end of the day, I say at the end of the day, you got to give the girls at the bottom a chance. You got to, because they seem like the ones who are mostly hungry, So I would say they're doing good, but I wouldn't say, okay, get ready for the takeover in the next 3 to 6 months. Not yet. But I might be saying that pretty soon. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, my thing is, what about in a year or two, though? That's my whole thing. Like,
a year or two?
Yeah. Because, not every single one of these ladies is going to be like, because, a year process with this many women, this many women is going to take like a year to actually weed them out. So that's my whole thing, is like within a year or two.
I would say on the short end, I say it'll take a year and a half. And I say maybe about 2 years, you'll start to see a breakdown in the top fighters. I just don't think, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of these fighters, I don't know their ages, but but the Mayas and Kagan's, I just have the sense at some point they're going to be going out of their prime by then. I mean, you already have your Modafferi's. Now she may be a tough fight till she retires, but she may not be quite as tough if the girls continue to make the improvements that I believe they're going to make. So, yeah, I'll say about another year and a half to 2 years. I mean, definitely your Jessica Eyes are going to be getting out of there. Unfortunately, I worry about Calderwood. Not because she don't have the fighting prowess. I just think that she takes too much damage. So, I'll say about 2 years. I can agree that the division should start to change up considerably by another 2 years.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that, man. Because like, you do have enough women in there that can pull off that upset. Like even Jessica I could upset one of these up and comers. You'd be like, damn, just same way she did with Viviane Araújo. You know what I mean? Like I picked Viviane Araújo to win that, and we saw how that fight went. So
Jessica I fights above her what's the word I'm looking for? It's like sometimes she fights up to her competition, and sometimes she don't. Sometimes it looks like against Calvillo, even if you picked Calvillo or you wanted Calvillo to win, you didn't necessarily expect her to dominate her because, sometimes in your mind you look at somebody's fight like, well, even though she got destroyed by Valentina, well, this is a fighter who fought the best in, the world and whatnot. Jessica I is just, she's definitely a wild card. But again, that's why I say it will take 2 years because you don't know which Jessica is going to show up some nights. You don't know which Modafferi is going to show up. You don't even know sometimes which Andrea Lee is going to show up. It seems like they show up when you're not looking for it, And again, Calderwood can look not so good one night and destroy you the next. So it's going. The one thing I like about Casey O'Neill is I do like I like the mentality. She's not the only one with that mentality. She just kind of talks a certain way. I mean, Maverick got it, a couple girls got it. But I will say this, I like that mentality because it's like they're going after these people. They're treating them like they're taking it seriously. I like the fact that they're really taking the more experienced fighters seriously, like when they go in there, not based on what they say. That's one thing, but like they're going in there, they're going after these girls. Like I gotta respect it. So, but it's definitely gonna take a couple of years. It's definitely a couple.
all right, yeah, I agree too, man. That was my whole thing. Is like you got a lot of young fighters, so they got to grow. What about you, BJ? Like, what do you see this bottom half, man?
You already know how I feel, man. I think that the bottom half shows a sense of hunger. You know what I'm saying? They show a different sense of hunger. They go after it. You know what I'm saying? They ready to take it. They ready to take on whoever. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's the type of mentality that they need because they're, by their performances and by what they're saying, they're letting the matchmakers and stuff know, like we ready. We ready to go. We ready to take these girls out. Like Taylor. Taylor, I'm glad they made that Taylor fight. I'm so glad Taylor beat Roxanne. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that time. It's that time. And, fights like De La Rosa, De La Rosa, Barbara, they shouldn't really be happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Barbara should be fighting, Viviane Araújo. You know what I'm saying? Montana should be fighting, Jessica I. That's the type of matchups I think we should be seeing, and give it a year or so, you know what I'm saying? I think that we'll see because the winners of these fights at the end of 2021, the end of the fights that's going on from here on out, you know what I'm saying? That's going to show you who's going to be starting fresh 2022. You know what I'm saying? That's going to let you know who the eyes going to be on in 2022, and it's up to Manon, it's up to Montana De La Rosa. It's up to, you know what I'm saying, these girls with these matchups coming up right now. You know what I'm saying? It's up to them to get these dubs. They got to win. They got to win their next few fights. Taylor Santos got to win her next one. You know what I'm saying? Like Alexa Grasso, or JoJo, whoever wins that one, you know what I'm saying? Like they got to win, Now's not the time to be a different version of yourself. You need to be the best version of yourself, and that's it. These fighters got to be the best version of themselves to beat Chukagian, Maya, you know what I'm saying, Araújo, Roxanne Modafferi, they got to be their best selves. Jessica Andrade, you know what I'm saying? So, they just got to be their best self from here on out.
All right, so
my bad. I get to speak on King Casey O'Neill, the newest recruit to the No Filter MMA circle of biasness, guys.
All right, go ahead.
She coming in to fight, bro. She coming in to fight, and I'm ready to see. Now everybody want to love on Casey O'Neill. We're going to see. We're going to see how many people stick with O'Neill when she take her first loss.
Okay, yeah, because I said it too. Like, I was like, okay, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on with Casey. Like I said, I'm still not putting her in my 4. I think Aaron Blanchfield will get there before she does, but Casey O'Neill is working, and I'm not trying to down her, but I expect her to lose maybe at least once on her way up, at least once or twice, and it's not gonna derail her. It shouldn't derail her. You know what I mean? Like, if she loses once or twice, that's a part of the game. Her style is like that. You know, her style is that type of fighter to say, oh man, like, it's a learning process. She doesn't come in with all the tools that Manon does to me. You know, she doesn't come in with those tools that, because Manon is a little bit older. She's a little bit more mature. You know, so Casey O'Neill's a young fighter to me that's still growing. And I think with her characteristics, she's the type of fighter to not be broken mentally, man. Like, you can see it in her face. Like, she's just like, yo, I'm ready to fight, win or lose. But
she took some shots from Antonina, man, and she just kept on.
Yeah.
And didn't even wear a mark on her face.
Even Shannon Dobson, you know, Shannon Dobson hit her with big shots and she kept coming, you know. So she's a tough one, man. Who do you see, like, I know Taylor's already in the top 10, but, like, let me start Robert. Like, Robert, who do you see breaking into the top 10 out of all these flyweights we got flashing up here? Like, Taylor's already in there. We know she's number 9. Who's going to break into the top 10 next?
I mean, Manon is one. I personally would want to put Marina, Maverick. I think Maverick's going to get there eventually. I think she's going to get there in a little while. I think they didn't give her that horrible call at the end of that fight. She would be, you know, there much faster. But Maverick, Manon, who else? Flyweight that I could point to. Top, you know, like middle of the pack. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm trying to think. Like, there was somebody else I was thinking of when you were showing your man, I'm sorry, my memory is a little shot right now. But I don't know. Maybe you might have to name a couple fighters.
I can answer that.
Oh man, I think I forgot. Right, I think I forgot Melissa Gatto. She should be up there too.
Okay, she's all right. I'm not right now. I guess I've only been focused on certain people right now, but I don't know. Who you got back there?
As far as breaking into the top 10 in 2022.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be a breakout fighter?
I think it's gonna be a couple of them. I think that the rankings, you know, the bullshit they do this to Montana De La Rosa, and they do this to Jillian Robertson. They always do it right before they fight. They either put them in the rankings or they take them out of the rankings. I mean, it's to the point now where it's like, okay, like, I mean, seriously. Say what?
Where's JJ?
JJ Aldrich is not ranked, but it's just like, man, you know, like, you can't. Anyways, I'm pretty sure if Montana goes out here and beats Macy Barber, she'll be back in the ranks. She'll be in the rankings. So I'm looking at the winner of Macy Barber Montana to crack the top 10. I'm looking at that. Go ahead.
What was your reaction to that, man, when you saw that ranking today?
I mean, they do that. They do that. I'm used to it. I don't have a reaction to it anymore because I'm so used to it happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? They stuck Jillian at number 15 the week of the fight with Miranda Maverick just to set Miranda Maverick up to be in the rankings. Like, they snatched Montana out of the rankings. They do it all the time. You know, so I mean, they've neither one. I think Montana hovered around number 11 for a while, but she's never been past number 11. Think of all the fights Montana has, she ain't made it past number 11 yet. You know what I'm saying? But I think Manon could break the top 10. Freak saying the winner of De La Rosa Barbara. I think Montana cracked the top 10 in 2022. Montana and Manon are the ones I'm picking.
Okay, all right. I got I pretty much got to go with Manon cracking the top 10, within the year, and I think Miranda. I think them two, are gonna make it up there with Taylor. What was I gonna ask? I had another question about one of these fighters. Oh, no. Okay, Colton said this. It made a good point here. I mean, this is good news, though. Colton said Casey O'Neill says she's going to take time off to improve her skills. It seems like she's pacing herself well. What do y'all think of that?
I'm not mad at that, because it's only going to get tougher from here. Like, let's be real. Antonina is like kind of like an easy fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a Shanna Dobson. She's becoming a Shanna Dobson. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a gimme fight. So beating her doesn't hold the same weight it did when Roxanne beat her. Like, when Roxanne beat her, it was like, oh, she beat Antonina Shevchenko. But now it's like, okay, she beat Antonina. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Antonina ain't really dangerous anywhere. Like, she hadn't showed to really be dangerous anywhere. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Even though I'm telling you, the UFC rankings, but particularly that 15 to 10 spot, I really don't. Even though it's good to see people break through that, I don't pay that much attention, because I will agree that they are finicky about that. But I think the reason that they put Casey O'Neill, or at least whether you want to agree it's a reason or excuse, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I think the reason that they pushed Montana out and put Casey in is, I think it has something to do with the fact that she's coming in and she's finishing her first three. I mean, they like finishing, man. They like, regardless of who the competition is. Like, that's like if Manon goes in there and she somehow finishes Bueno Silva. I mean, I see her getting pushed in the rankings. I really do. Or at the very least, she's going to be fighting a ranked fighter. So I think it has a lot to do with that. I can't really say it's because Casey, even though Casey has a decent online following, I mean, I think it's a little less than Miranda, but at the end of the day, I think when you're getting finishes, that encouraged them. That who knows who's doing what? We'll never know who the name of these people that's doing these rankings. We just know names of certain newspapers or organizations relative to MMA. I don't want to get caught up in it no more, but I think when you're finishing people the way that Casey is finishing people, that draws a lot of attention. So I think that was their excuse for pushing her up and pushing other people out.
Well, other girls get finished too, and they don't get pushed like that.
I think she came in with some hype.
It depends on who's trending on Twitter. Be honest, like, it depends on who's trending on Twitter. Casey O'Neill had a lot of buzz after that fight with Antonina Shevchenko. So, bloop, Tuesday she pops up in the rankings. Like, that's just is what it is.
And putting her in at number 14 was a little crazy instead of putting her like at 15, just because she's unranked. Seems like because when they put Miranda in, I think Miranda came in at 15. It seems like when you go on like a certain amount of wins, they should just put you in at 15. But it's an entertainment thing too. You know what I mean? People are gonna go for who's more popular sometimes. So
yeah, I think so. A lot of things play into the ranking system. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be I think fighters should vote on rankings. You know what I'm saying? We was talking with Vince Morales about that. He was like, I would vote. Like, if they sent me a thing every week, or, sent me an email and said, vote for, the new ranking system based off of whatever, then yeah, he was like, I would vote for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that's how they should do it instead of, these third-party entities determining the ranking system. Is just in determining who people fight next. Because the ranking system plays into the matchmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you got this third-party entity determining the rankings, it affects what the matchmakers do. Who knows if Montana? Well, where is Macy Barber ranked at right now?
I think 13.
13, okay. So, all right. So if Montana beats her, she'll be at number 13. Okay. I get that. But it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. Like, it's not hard. That's why a lot of people get so up in arms about it, because it's like, how do you have this person ranked over so-and-so? Because it's like, all you have to do is the research. Like, who did they beat last? What type of winning streak are you on? How good are you really? And, that's governed by the person's resume. So when you start to see, like, the bottom half just kind of just be in shambles and everything, people here and there, it's like, I can't really have faith in the ranking system. Like, I just kind of go by.
It's too much movement in the rankings at the bottom,
yeah,
and not enough movement at the top.
Yeah, like you look at the top right now, nobody's really moved.
Right, exactly.
I think like
it's a shuffle party. It's a shuffle party at the bottom. From number 8 down, it's a shuffle party. From champion through 8, man, they don't. It's like they stuck in place. I mean, think about how the ranking system at flyweight has been botched anyway. Look at how long Alexis Davis stayed in the rankings, bro. Remember when Alexis Davis was in the rankings? I was like, what is Alexis Davis still doing in the rankings? Like,
and then her first fight back was at 135.
Right, and even during that fight week, they didn't take her out of the flyweight rankings until a week after that fight. During that Tuesday before that fight she had with who was it? Sabina Mazo at bantamweight. Who was her first fight at bantamweight?
Sabina Mazo for It was Alexis. It was not Alexis. It was Alexis Davis.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was Alexis Davis. Sabina Mazo was her first fight back at bantamweight, right?
Yep, last year. Well,
right.
Earlier this year.
Right. So it wasn't even until then that she was out of the rank. During that fight week, she still was in the flyweight rankings, and I'm like, what in the hell? I don't know. It's some fuck. I just think it's a lack of attention being paid to the flyweight division as far as rankings and matchmaking. It's like these people aren't even really watching all the fights at flyweight. Because how can you be watching all the fights and have the rankings look the way that they look? And the I feel the same way with the matchmakers. Like, they just do what they do. You know what I'm saying? They wait till 2 hours before the deadline to make these matches at flyweight. And it's just the matchmaking is terrible. It's terrible at flyweight.
Yeah, I think it is, man. Because, like, when you start bringing in straw weights to the flyweight division, I'm kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Like, you
got all of these flyweights, man. You got all of these flyweights.
Man, so,
hey, yo.
Yeah.
You want to know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
The way that we're describing this, what other element or what other group of people that affects the outcome of this sport does the judges perfectly align with? They're like the invisible ranking version of the judges. They don't pay attention to the fights. They don't pay attention to the fighters. They make decisions that cost people money, opportunities. I'm telling you, the people who do the rankings are almost no different than the people who judge and mess up a lot of these fights.
Right.
Yeah,
right. They're not looking at it like we're looking at it.
When you mention that, BJ, whenever you mention the fact, it's like they're not watching the fights. It's like they're not watching the fights when they're ringside. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like they're not. There's no way that these people are fans of the sport, man. Like, who? I want to ask, if I could sit down with Dana, I'm gonna say, Dana, who is in charge of the rankings and who do you have judging? And we need to talk about this matchmaking. Like, that would be my 3 things to talk to Dana. If I could talk to Dana White about, like, yo, this matchmaking is like, let me be the match. Like, let me, and I'm gonna say I got 3 other people that I want to bring in. Let us do the WMMA matchmaking. Like, let us do it for strawweight, flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight. Let us do it. We can do a whole lot better than what Sean Shelby and McMahon are doing, especially at 125 pounds. Because, okay, Combo, you tell me off the top of your head 3 fights that you would make at flyweight, right? If in any flyweight other than Valentina, 3 matchups that you would make right now that could produce a contender.
Let me see. 3 right now. I would make Taylor Santos versus Jennifer Maia. Taylor Santos versus Jennifer Maia, and winner of. I'd say winner of.
No. Take all upcoming matches.
Oh, all upcoming. Oh, okay, all upcoming. Okay, yeah. Let me do. Okay, Taylor Santos versus Jennifer Maia, and let's say Manon gets in there. I would put her in there with. I would put Manon in there with Roxanne's a name. No, I want Roxanne there with Casey O'Neill. So I say Casey O'Neill, Roxanne, Taylor Santos, and Jennifer Maia. And if Manon gets past her fight, I think I would see Manon in there with Andrea Lee.
Okay. I would do. This is what I would do. If I could do 3 matchups right now, I would do Joanne Calderwood. Like, when they named that matchup, I was like, they hit the nail on the head with that one. You know what I'm saying? Alexa Grasso versus Joanne Calderwood. I would do Montana De La Rosa versus Jennifer Maia, and then I would do Taylor Santos versus Jessica Andrade.
Yeah.
That's the fight I would make.
I hate to leave her out. Yeah. You got to be tested against Andrade.
Yeah.
Let me switch that. I would do style-wise. I would put Manon in there with Caitlin Jacquet, and then I would put Taylor Santos and Andrade in there. Those are 2 big fights that I want to see. What about you, Robert?
Oh God. I definitely want to see either Casey O'Neill or who else? I want to see somebody else try to beat Roxanne Mazo. So either Casey O'Neill versus Roxanne Modafferi, or who's the other person that's right around Casey O'Neill's ranking? Who's ahead of her again?
Who was ahead of her?
What'd you say?
He said who's ahead of
Who's ahead of Casey O'Neill again?
Let me check. Hold on, I'll check right now. Hold on.
Macy Barber.
Macy's
Andrew Lee.
Yeah, Macy's 13, so it's Macy ahead of her.
Okay. All right. I want to see, Casey O'Neill versus Roxanne. Since she's trying to take all these hard fights, and I want to see if Barber or Montana. The winner of that fight, Jessica. Somebody has to fight Jessica. Somebody has to fight Jessica. I don't care what nobody's saying. You don't like her, but me and Combo, like you said earlier, Combo, or I know we were speaking about the fact that Jessica I, you never know what Jessica I is going to show up. So somebody has to fight Jessica I. I mean, she's not going to get out of there by herself, apparently. So,
well, hold on. I left something out. Like, who would you match up against Arujo? That's a good test for any of them.
Oh, man.
I would like to put Marina Maverick versus
Taylor.
Arujo.
Yeah, I like that fight right there. That's a good one.
Who did you say, BJ?
I know I said Taylor. Who did I say? Taylor Andrade, but I wouldn't mind putting Andrade in there with Arujo. I mean, put Arujo in there with Andrade. See what she's gonna do, but I don't know, man. I feel like Arujo is kind of like a mark. in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's only fought girls. She ain't really fought nobody that's tried to take her down. I feel like somebody that's like Montana tried to take her down, but Montana didn't really commit to it. I feel like if somebody takes Adarujo down, she might be in some trouble. I know her jiu-jitsu's good. Like that was her first sport was the jiu-jitsu, but her hand, she's been relying on her hands. But somebody can take her down and zap that cardio. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a problem for her. Like a dangerous grappler could be a problem for her, but Adarujo,
Roxanne tried to take her down a little bit, but it didn't work.
Yeah, her takedown defense is good. I mean, I would say put her in there with Calvillo, maybe give her one more chance to win. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a statement on Adarujo at the moment, man, because every time she jumps, it's just she fumbles, like,
All right, look, fantasy matchup. How do you think that JJ Aldrich would do against somebody like Adarujo? Would you like that fight? Would you like to see that fight?
I wouldn't mind watching that. That's a good matchup.
That's good
because she's big.
Mm-hmm.
She got hands. I mean, now I think Adarujo has the power, but I think if it comes down to it's the same problem. If it goes to the third round, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be lean.
JJ can stay in a fight too.
Yeah, JJ.
She's well rounded.
JJ's been like training partners with Joanna. Now she's training partners with Rose. So I think her striking is a little bit more educated than Adarujo.
Yeah, she getting a lot like JJ getting a lot of looks.
All right,
she just need that head movement in that fight against. Just don't get caught flush by Adarujo. I think she can win that fight.
All right, here's a good one. I keep forgetting this. Sarge and Viviane Araújo is good because I need to see Sarge back in the mix now.
I forgot all about Sarge. I knew there was somebody I wasn't thinking.
Here, I got a picture up here, and I'm they ain't even mentioned her. But yeah, Sarge is like the one in there that I think is that wild card that could either be top 10 or 11 through 15. I think.
Bro, what if they make Sarge versus Maverick next?
Oh,
That'd be crazy if they made that fight.
That would be good. That would be crazy, man. Who has better striking in that fight to you?
In Maverick versus Sarge?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They about even, bro. Like, that's the even match. That's like Miranda Montana. I know we go back and forth about who we think has a better striking, but really, like Miranda Montana really on the same level, and so is Sarge on that level too.
And the power, even though I would say on the ground maybe Sarge has an advantage in terms of strength. In terms of striking, I don't think Sarge is going to be delivering that. I mean, she swings hard, she throws hard punches, but Miranda got power too. So I mean.
Does she though? Does Miranda have power?
Well,
I think she has a respectable power, I believe.
I think Sarge has more power, but I think Miranda's more committed to letting her hands and kicks go. I think she's committed, and I think Sarge can brawl, and Sarge has a good overhand. She can brawl, but like Miranda mixes it up more. So I think that would probably be tough to call. Like I give the technical edge to Miranda there, but like power edge is going to go to Sarge. Because Sarge I don't know, Sarge can get pulled into. I mean, when you lose the Betch Coair the way you did, like I was like, man,
that's a bad loss. Oh boy.
That's a bad loss.
That's why people say Sarge is the type of fighter that can almost beat anybody one night and then lose to anybody the next night. Like she's just not consistent. She got the talent.
So question for Combo. So since we're talking about flyweight, what happens with what the hell, Robert? What the hell?
Hold on, I got it. I'm you. Who were you saying?
Like he blew his nose or farted or something. The fighters like in that division, like Tracy Cortez, Liana Jojua. Who else am I thinking?
Sagado Gatto, Aaron Blanchfield.
Yeah, like, Melissa Gatto, Aaron Blanchfield. What happens to those group of girls? Like, even you put Courtney Casey in that group, Juliana Botello, like, what happens with those girls at flyweight? It's a lot of girls at flyweight.
Man, I think as the rankings, as the older fighters retire, they're either gonna pull in on the tail end at number 12, 13, 14, if they got the skills to keep up. Or some of them might have to go back down, or some of them might wind up getting cut. Let's be honest. Like, I like these fighters. They're exciting. Like Courtney Casey, I like her, man. But and I like Poliana Bateo. But when you in this grappler heavy division, you got to be evolving, man. And I could see them just pulling up the tail end by default as they migrate in. You know what I mean? But like, if they don't grow, they'll continue to lose, and they might get cut, man. Liana Jojua, she could get up a couple of wins and hold down, I think, 14 or 13, but that's a big if, man. For me, it is. I just think that the place for them, they got to keep up with Casey O'Neill and Manon and them, man, and they're making it seem like it's a tough job. Like, even Agapova, like, I'm kind of on the fence with her. Like, she left off with a bad fight, against Shannon Dobson, whereas Sabina Mazo finished Dobson. Who else got Dobson? Well, she didn't finish Dobson, but she beat her. Who else beat her? Casey O'Neill beat her. Where Agapova just, I don't know what she was doing that night, but she's kind of on the fence with them fighters. But those girls like Liana Jojo and them, I think there's kind of a gap there too, like, where if they don't evolve, man, they will probably just fall off, man. Sounds hard, but you know what I mean. That's just a fight game.
Yeah, they gotta bang it out. They like Tracy Cortez. Like, I feel like she, as much as she's had how many fights in the UFC so far? Like 2.
Jojua?
No, Tracy Cortez.
Let me see. I think 2. I want to say 2 or 3.
And she hadn't lost yet, has she?
She's been inactive, so she hasn't really had a chance. What? Yeah. She's lost to Aaron. I think she lost to Aaron. Did she lose Aaron Blanchfield, or did she beat her? No, she's actually got a decent resume out of the UFC because she beat Agapova and Aaron Blanchfield. Okay,
I don't know, man.
No, she hasn't lost yet. She's under. Wait. She lost her first fight.
Well, I'm saying she hadn't lost in the UFC.
No. She's undefeated right now. She only had 3 fights in the UFC.
And they were against who?
Stephanie Edgar, Vanessa Mello, and Justine Keesh.
Oh, yikes.
So is she ready for a top 10?
Oh, no. No, man. Not I mean, not off of that, man. Like, no. I mean, maybe somebody, maybe like the winner of Robertson Cachoeira, maybe, like, I don't know. I think that Cachoeira will knock her out. I think Robertson will choke her out. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where fighters like Tracy Cortez go. I mean, I feel like she's been in the UFC for a while and she still ain't got no traction. Like, she ain't got no traction. Like, ain't nobody talking about that girl, man.
That's how I feel, man. It's like she's got 3 wins, but it just doesn't seem like something's consistent about her. They're not as dominant as like Manon. Manon's only 2-0. Miranda's 2. Technically, Miranda's 2-1, but it seems like their momentum is higher right now, man, because they pushing them. Not just because they pushing them, but because they just seem to be on weight and ready to fight, man. Like, I think Tracy Cortez needs like maybe one more unranked fight.
I would say one more ranked fight, then that would be 4 wins in a row. Yeah. Yeah.
She was supposed to fight JJ Aldridge. Who do you think would have won that fight?
Yeah, like I mean. That grind in there, like you know what I'm saying. Like these girls that are in, these girls ahead of Tracy Cortez, they all grinders, man. Like they all gritty, scrappy fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what to think about
Yes.
her.
Well, Stamina, he made a good point. I mean, he said, Cortez is doing something wrong because she is marketable, but it's like people don't really pay attention. He said she was marketable, but people aren't really
Right,
paying
like
attention.
nobody's like the most talk she's gotten lately is being on the Embedded series with Brian Ortega. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why ain't we talking about Tracy Cortez's fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's put her on any kind of threat meter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know, man. It just is what it is.
Okay.
If they throw her in there with Manon, she gonna get wrecked, dude. Like,
Yeah.
she gonna get wrecked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Combo.
Yeah.
Combo. Hello.
Combo.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Oh
Yeah, I was going to agree that she's not really getting that much attention, and maybe it got something to do with the fact that, again, not having that impressive of victories. I mean, I don't know. It seems like that again, all the excitement at flyweight, for the most part, is these newer girls. It's like these 30s and unders, and these 20 somethings, So we'll see. But I'm about to cut out early because I got to do like a little late night run, and I want to get it out the way before it get too late. I ain't trying to be up to 2 and 3 o'clock tonight. But I always appreciate the opportunity to come on here and talk some WMMA with you. Shout out everybody. Shout out everybody in the chat. Just have some new stuff up tomorrow and Friday. Savage WMMA Fantasy Channel. Go ahead and check it out. I'm out.
All right, later, man.
Later, bro.
Okay, yeah. One last fight, BJ. Who do you got here? I forgot to ask you. Lupita Godinez versus Sam Hughes.
Oh, you was talking to me? Oh,
yeah.
I almost fell asleep when you was reading them names.
Oh, what? Oh, wow. Oh, he got joked. Oh, gang.
What's the names again? I'm sorry, they didn't register. Say them again.
Sam Hughes and Lupita Godinez.
I ain't gonna sit up and try to make up a rundown of this fight on the fly. To be honest, I don't know much about either one of them. I don't know much about Sam Hughes. And the other girl I've never heard of.
Okay.
I just be real with you.
Okay. Well, tune into it. It's gonna be a good fight, though. I mean, they're like the strawweights. They're like the flyweights. They're the unranked strawweights. They putting on good fights. So yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. I know that.
The unranked roster at strawweight is nasty too. I mean, you got Sam Hughes, you got Corey McKenna. I mean, you got some killers that are at the lower half of 115 pounds too. I don't think they're as much of killers as the ones at 125 pounds, but you got some good fighters that are unranked at strawweight as well. You got Diana Belbita, who went down to 115 pounds and looked amazing. Like, when she fought, I forgot who it was she fought, but she looked amazing. And it looking at how good her striking looked in that fight she had at 115, I was like, yo, she wasn't able to do none of that against Jo Jewell. Like, This dude put her out. Like, she broke that arm fast. Like, it was nothing.
Oh,
and then I'm like, then when I see that she was fighting at 115, I said, okay, let's see what Bell Beater does, man. And she went out there and looked like a damn world beater. I was like, what? Like that fight at 115, whoever it was she fought, I think it was it Lavinia Sousa?
Hannah Goldie.
Hannah Goldie, okay. Yeah, she beat the hell out of Hannah Goldie. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
All right, what do you think, man? Andrade, like, where's Andrade's place now, man? Like, is it 115 or 125?
Well, she's talking 115. She talking 115. I want the winner of Rose Zhang too. So I mean, she talking 115. I don't know if her heart is. I mean, she's made her run at 125. I think Valentina done scared her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say that, but I think the only person, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I think the only person that fought Valentina that would like to get back in there again with Valentina is Jennifer Maia.
Oh yeah, I agree. I think she's like the only fighter that shows something in there that makes you want to say maybe she could put on another performance. But
right,
ain't it crazy though? Like, everybody at 115 is like trying to get at Rose. Like, Andrade wants her, Carla wants her, Dern Rodriguez wants her, Joanna wants her. But at 125, not too many. It's Valentina having to go after the fighters. Like, she's like, I want Grasso Calderwood winning. You know what I mean? Nobody's saying, like, even Andrade is not really screaming for a second fight like she is a third fight with Rose, Yeah.
Because she wasn't able to. I mean, she got completely shut out by Valentina, though. Like, she got completely shut out. Andrade is a beast in her own pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, in her own lane. But she tasted something different when she got in there with Valentina, man. Like, I'm sure Andrade ain't used to being muscled around like that. You know what I'm saying? She used to being the stronger girl. Because, I mean, Valentina was tossing her so bad. She had Andrade's arms flailing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just knew Andrade had no sense of her balance. You know what I'm saying? When Valentina wrapped her up. Like, it was crazy, dude. It was the craziest thing I ever seen. I thought when they clinched that, go ahead.
You know how whenever a father, like, picks his baby up, he tosses him in the air, up and down. Like, that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, it was that was the wildest thing I seen, dude. I was like, what? Like, when Valentina came at her like that, I said, what? Dude, I was shocked. I ain't even gonna sit up here and lie to you. I was really, really shocked. I thought Andrade was gonna force Valentina to bang, but I couldn't have been more wrong, dude.
Man, yeah, she did the total opposite. B. Kendra said Andrade said she wanted to fight Valentina again. Did she say it with her chest, or did she just say it? That's my thing. Like, it seemed like she wanted Rose more. Like, she wanted Rose more, or that's what she said. Like, she's not really screaming for Valentina fighting. No, the fans don't really want to see it either right now.
Right. Yeah, I want to see some new blood. That's how I'm glad, like, my boy Alex B. Hunan with the Inside Scoop, you know what I'm saying? He works for Case. He's Bloody Canvas, and he works for K-Side Press. He said that Valentina's team is looking at the winner of Calderwood. Joanne Calderwood, Alexa Grasso. So I'm like, okay, like, some new blood. Like, if this is Alexa Grasso's opportunity, you know what I'm saying? This is why she came to 125 pounds, to be a better version of herself. If she beats Calderwood, like, then we got. I mean, where's Calderwood ranked right now?
Like 6 or 7.
See, that looks a little crazy too.
And you know what? Like, what you said, like, Valentina is looking for the winner of that fight, but the question is the winner looking for her after that fight? Are they gonna call her out whoever it be, when they raise their hand? Is it gonna be Calderwood say, let me get that shot, or Grasso going to say it? Like, are they going to say it?
Grasso will say it, but then again, it depends on the performance. Like, if Grasso can, what if Grasso go ahead and get her first finish, like, her first UFC finish? You know what I'm saying? And it's against Joanne Calderwood. She put on a statement like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying? She might say, I heard Valentina wanted to fight. Who the winner of this fight? You know what I'm saying? She might do that. She might call a shot. She might not pull a Roxanne Modafferi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you brought up something interesting. Grasso doesn't have any finishes for real in the UFC?
I don't think she has any UFC finishes.
Well, dang, man.
Let me look that. Let me just double check myself.
Yeah, go ahead, because if so, because I mean that might be a problem going into not just a JoJo fight, but definitely a Valentina fight.
Let me see. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Mixed martial arts record. Decision. No, dude, no. Her last decision was against Alita Gray and Invicta. I mean, her last finish was against Alita Gray and Invicta.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she ain't had no finishes in this. She's only had, she's had one, two, three, four finishes in her whole career.
Oh, wow.
Out of 16 fights.
Dang. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here, Julian Ramirez said Alexa has said she wants to get more fights before fighting Valentina. So I don't know. That might not happen.
Yeah, whether or not it'll happen, that's one thing. But Jessica Andrade has made a case for. I mean, she beat Cynthia Calvillo. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made a case. But so is Chukagian, if you want to put it like that. Like, Chukagian been racking up wins too. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I think Chukagian just gonna be where she at. If you want me to be 100% with you, like, unless Chukagian can turn it up, man, and start. I mean, what can Chukagian do, man, to make a second fight with Valentina appealing?
Man, like, she just can't go on. She just can't go on these winning streaks. I mean, she would have to like be stopping some girls. You know what I mean? Like, she'd have to be stopping like Jennifer Maya, Lauren Murphy, and at this point, I mean, she would have to finish maybe one person and call. I think she would have to be vocal about it. Number one, like, she would have to show interest in it and like start making excuses, saying, "Oh, I could do it again, or I could do something differently." You know what I mean? Like, I could actually show up and beat her. It would have to be a lot of talk and a lot of dominant performances, but I don't see that in Caitlin Chukagian at this point.
Plus, man, Chukagian looking thick. Like, she looking hefty.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that picture you showed me, dude, that picture you told me to go look at, I was like, whoa. Like,
yeah.
Like, Chukagian was looking like she off. Like, she really taking some time off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I couldn't believe what I was looking at, man. I was like, what? That's Caitlin Chukagian?
Right.
But, yeah, man, I don't know, dude. Like, we just got to see what happens. You know, these fights coming up are pivotal. And even though we're looking forward to these fights, we still going to have to see some more. We got to see some more stuff happen for somebody to really, like, emerge like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to see some movement at the top. Mm-hmm. You know, Taylor might be our best hope for that group from the second half down there. You know what I'm saying? Taylor might be the front runner for the one of the ones that make it to the belt the quickest, you know? So, but I think Taylor presents a style and she presents a strength that could be a problem for some of these girls up at the top.
Yeah, I think so. Ulysses said Andrade is a pit bull, but what does that make Valentina then?
Right, like, I'm telling you, Valentina handed Andrade her own ass in that fight, dude. Like, oof.
All right.
That was crazy, dude. That was crazy combo.
Yeah, man. Stamina said Lauren's wins weren't impressive. Neither were Eyes or Carmouche's. Sometimes you just gotta send to whoever next.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, all these girls who fought for the belt, The only person whose win streak looked good leading up to it was Jennifer Maya. Like the fight, she went out there and starts Joanne Calderwood. Everybody was like, oh, okay, Jennifer Maya, what's up? You know what I'm saying? But Chukagian was boring, Carmouches was boring, Lauren Murphy's was boring, Jessica Eyes was boring. Like everybody else's lead up. That's what intrigues me. That's what intrigued me about the back half of the division. Because when these girls start mixing it up with these top half girls, we're gonna be seeing some finishes, man. Like these girls' goals are to go like Chukagian's goal in a fight is to go get the win. These other girls is going in here to finish the fight, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Montana looking for finishes, Miranda Maverick looking for finishes, Macy Barber looking for finishes. You know what I'm saying? Like Manon looking for finishes. Casey O'Neill looking to finish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a little bit, that leads us back to the hunger factor. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level of hunger that we see out of these girls. And you can even go as far as to say Liana Jojua, Jillian Robinson, like those girls are hunting for finish. Priscilla Caswada hunting for finishes. Like, it's just a different level of hunger, man. And I agree. And one thing I want to say to you too, Combo, is I see what you see when you were talking about Poliana Botelho, man. The potential for Poliana Botelho is there, bro. Like, I don't understand what's going on with Botelho, but the potential, man, is there. I see what you were seeing, and I see what would make you disappointed in her fight with Jillian Robinson. But that potential is there, bro.
Yeah, it was there. I mean, it's still there. I mean, if you look at her training and just like the power that she possesses, like she could just be a well-rounded striker, man, like Manon or Marina Rodriguez, and get far. Like if you look at the power in her legs, like Amanda Lemos, I think she just needs more commitment to being a top level striker, man. Like not just Muay Thai, but I think her whole boxing movement needs a little bit more improvement with her takedown defense, because there was so many moments in that Jillian Robertson fight. I was like, she should be countering Jillian, but she would throw these kicks and Jillian would just catch them and take her down. So there was just an IQ. I think there was kind of an IQ gap there between that and her stand up, man.
Yeah, she let Jillian do whatever she wanted to do to her, like head kicker and shit. Like I was like, this girl's supposed to be like a dangerous fucking powerful striker, man, and she just was, to see her nullified like that, it was like, whoa. But like, I see what you see, when you was talking about her. I see what you see. Like like I said, there's some potential there. Who's she fighting? She's fighting
Is she fighting Jin Kim?
Oh my God. Oh my God. What you think about that fight, bro? Real quick. I ain't trying to hold you, bro, but
no.
Yikes.
I think that's going to be a good stand-up fight, man, and this is going to be a fight where she gets to fight the fight she wants to, but you can't count Jin Kim out, man. Like, but the thing I saw about Jin Kim in the Molly fight is she can be bullied. You know what I mean? Like when you get on the inside, she can be bullied, but her 1-2 is it's a, you know what I mean? It's a mug, man. And I think Poliana Botelho, you will see what I've been seeing about her and her striking in this fight. I think she's faster than Jin Kim and packs more power, but it's going to come down to who can last, man. Because, like, Poliana Botelho, she kind of gassed in that Jillian Robertson fight, I want to say, in that third round.
Yeah.
So we'll see who has a better gas tank in that fight.
If she lasts it.
Yeah, if she lasts. Ben said the way Casey O'Neill fight remind me of Juliana Pena. What do you think about that?
A little more committed to the striking than Juliana Pena. Mm-hmm. Like as far as mixing it up, yeah, I see what you mean. Like, she did kind of mix it up like a Juliana Pena would. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it, but I think Juliana is a little more rough around the edges than Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill did it. She did what she did in a very polished way, sort of. You know what I'm saying? Versus Juliana Pena, man, she tossing and slinging girls. You know what I'm saying? Like she tossing girls. Like when she take you down, like it ain't just a takedown. It's like a slam. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It's the same, but it's different. Right. Like Juliana Pena is low key like explosive. You know what I'm saying? Like to be honest, like in that fight all the way back to UFC 200, Pena versus Kat Zingano, that was a hell of a fight. Like if y'all ain't never watched that fight, I suggest you go back and watch that fight. That was a hell of a fight.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, that was a good one.
V. Kendra said, "Why is Calvillo number 5, and why did she move down?" Stamina said, "Nobody here really mentioned it tonight." Actually, we did. We said that the number 1 through 6 didn't move, right? I said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I already addressed that. I just didn't call them by name, but I did say Cynthia and Lauren has not moved. I said the whole top half hasn't moved.
So what is Lauren ranked at right now?
Same ranking.
Okay.
I think, yeah, number 3 or something like that.
And Chukagian is what?
2.
Okay. Andrade still number 1?
Still number 1, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually did a video on it today, so yeah, I seen it. I just acknowledged it today.
No movement. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. Somebody just lost the title shot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, she got thrashed too. So yeah, why hadn't she moved down?
And Andrade, not Andrade, but what was I getting ready to say? Lauren Murphy losing that title shot, man. She should be coming out as like number 5, number 6. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We should see like number 5, number 6 beside her name, and see somebody else get bumped up. You know what I'm saying? To make it look a little more appealing. But who is there to be bumped up? Like, who is there to be bumped up?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like when somebody like that get dominated the way they do, yeah, they just need to kind of be dropped at least halfway point or back at the 6 point, and from there you push whoever should be next up. I mean, doesn't really matter because she beat them all, you know. So at this point, it's really not even worth talking about. I mean, that's why we're talking about these other fighters that need to weed them out.
Right. Yeah.
Ben said Miranda versus Roxy next. He wants that. I mean, Roxy in there with Miranda or Casey O'Neill, I'll take either one.
Yeah. I want to see either one of that.
He said Lauren Murphy versus Vivian Araujo.
Lauren Murphy. I mean, if Lauren Murphy shows up like that, I don't know who that was that fought Valentina, but if Lauren Murphy shows up, like that's a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the Lauren Murphy that actually come to fight shows up, that's a good fight.
Yeah. That would be a good fight.
I feel like those girls that lost to Valentina though, they got a target on their back. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like them girls at the bottom, man, they got targets on Andrade, Chukagian, Lauren Murphy. Like, do you think any of them girls can beat Andrade?
Man,
now we're talking about grappler heavy division now.
Any of the girls like who now? Who'd you say again?
You grappler heavy girls at the back half. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Best chance, like in the number 9, I think Taylor Santos could do it.
Yeah.
I think Manon has a style to keep her off of her and potentially stop Andrade. Grappler heavy, I think Sarge would be a good fight.
Mm-hmm. Sarge.
I would like to see what Miranda could do. Really, like the way she handled Macy's power, I want to see her handle next level power. I'm going to give those grapplers and that stand-up fighter Manon a chance.
Okay.
Sarge and the triple threat, I'll give a chance against Andrade.
Sarge, man. Sarge is flying under the radar now, man. Because I don't know if I really want to keep putting. That's why you ain't really heard me talk about Sarge that much, because I don't know if Sarge can consistently make 125.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if 125 is going to be something we see a lot of from Sarge Eubanks. I mean, she made it this time, dude. She made it. You know, she came in. I think she on the scale she was 126. So I'm like, okay. I mean, she made the weight.
Yeah. I'll read these comments. Let me see. V. Kendra said, I mean, at least Lauren lasted a couple rounds. Calvillo couldn't even last, and she was tapping the strikes. Hey, I mean, well, she sold a lot of people out there.
She sold me.
She sold you. Yeah, she almost sold me, but I took that car back, bro. I said, nah, I don't like this thing. It kicks too much in the smoking.
Man, she sold me. I said, I'm going Calvillo all the way, man. And she got out there, man. I was like, just look at her. Like, her body language wasn't right, man. I was like, oh, no. You know what I'm saying? It just went downhill. I said, yeah, I messed up on that one.
Oh, Ulysses said he wanted Jessie just to stay at 125, but she fighting at 135. What do you think of Jessica Rose Clark?
Man, she don't fight, man. She don't fight. I mean, her fights are not memorable. She's not doing anything in there. Like, I mean, I'd like to see her stay at 125 too, because I remember when she was at 125, her and Jillian Robinson was trading shots on Twitter, Instagram one, I can't remember. They were saying little things back and forth, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's see it. Like, let's see that shit. You know what I'm saying? But then she was out for a long time. And I'm like, just forget about this, the Rose Park, man. Like, she out complaining about money and not fighting and, posting pictures of her putting lotion on, videos of her putting lotion on and shit like that. Like, I'm just like, okay, whatever,
Yeah, she, honestly, like, I think we got enough at 125. I think her body style and should be at 135. I think 135 would need her if she was going to fight again. But right now, I don't think flyweight really needs her, just with what we have at the bottom half already.
I don't even remember who she fought at 125. I don't remember nothing about her run at 125. That's bad, I know. Let me look it up.
All right.
I know that sounds bad, but I mean, I just don't remember anything about her.
B. Kendra said, I changed my mind. Actually, I changed my mind at night when I was asleep in bed. I was like, wait till I get on. I got to change my pick. I said, I got to stick with Andrade. Mark Robinson said she beat Arujo, then fell off hard. Ben said Tatiana will make her flyweight debut. I really want to see her fight Casey O'Neill. That would be a good fight.
Okay, she lost to... Okay, so she beat at flyweight. She beat Beck Rawlins and Paige Vance. Was that a flyweight?
Paige Van Zandt? Yeah.
Was her and Paige was at flyweight?
Yeah, it was. It was. Because Paige moved up to 125 like a few times before she left. Not her very last
but
fight.
I thought Paige only fought Rachel Ostovich, and who was the last person she fought? Amanda Ribas at 125.
No, she had fought Jessica Rose Clark. I remember that fight.
And then she lost to Jessica I. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she lost to Penny Kianza, and then she beat Sarah Alpar. Like, so she ain't really done much. She ain't really done much.
When was that Sarah Alpar fight, matter?
That was her last fight. That was 2020.
Okay. Well, it was 2020.
Yeah, that was 2020. But it was just, I mean, I don't remember anything. It was a TKO, but I just don't remember it. Like, I don't know.
Mark Robinson said, I predict it's going to become harder and harder for long win streaks at 125. He said, do you think 125 will continue to lean towards grappler heavy division? I think so. And I do think that the winning streaks are going to be off just because styles are going to collide and not everybody's well-rounded. Like, you brought up a good point. There's some strikers and there's some grappler heavy fighters, but there's only a few hand select fighters that are well-rounded. So I can see a lot of fighters just like clashing and losing here, losing there, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're bad, just not dominant. What about you? What do you think? You see anybody going on a long win streak?
That's the thing, man. Like in 125, not when it's the girls at the top that are at the top now. I do see win streaks because I see a lot of them as very beatable, because there's just not a lot of finishers up at the top. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. You know, it's a couple of them, but it's not. When those girls from the back half do make it to the top, then I don't see really anybody going on, 4 or 5 fight win streaks. And I really don't, because it's just, and we see things so differently on this combo. When you say like some of these girls ain't well rounded, I think a lot of them. I think the problem is that some of them are well rounded. You know what I'm saying? Like, Some of them can grapple and strike. So that's what makes it dangerous that these girls, more and more of these girls are fighting everywhere. So it makes it a little more risky, especially I'm talking about the back half. Okay. And then coupled with that hunger, you know what I'm saying? Like, these girls trying to finish the fight any way they can.
I think we have some fighters that have a grasp on how important it is, but I just haven't seen anybody with enough to, just my select few, but like, yeah, I think it's still hard for some of them to like get that basis of striking down. Like I think Jillian Robinson could be up there, man, if it was just for her hands, man. Like, she could be up there if she struck like she did on the ground, she would be up there.
She said she's talked about it with me before. She just said, I'm a small girl, like I just don't have that punch. You know what I'm saying? She was like, and she said it, she's aware that she's not a powerful striker, like, and she said, that's.
Hold on, let me cut you off. Sorry, I cut you off. But her using the size, like, if I could meet her, I would tell her it does not matter about your size when it comes to power. You got Amanda Lemos, Marina Rodriguez, slim girl out here knocking people out. You got Rose Namajunas putting people on notice with her striking. Like, it's just a matter of commitment. It does not have anything to do with your size. Like, if you train the right part of your body and the right parts of your body, you can go in there and strike it. I think it's just you choose to fight on the ground.
Though, like, look at how Jillian body is made, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's some girls just have it and some of them don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, some girls don't have it. Like, you look, okay, let's use De La Rosa or Maverick for instance. You look up at Maverick's upper body. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the muscles in her back and back of her shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, the girl can punch. You know what I'm saying? Look at how big and broad Montana De La Rosa is up in that area. You know what I'm saying? Big physical girl. Look at Taylor Santos. Girls like Jillian Robertson, you know what I'm saying? Like Emily Whitmire, like girls like that are like small and they're just small. I feel like there is somewhat of a difference there, like of a difference in like just how your body composition. Like, it just like, to me, it doesn't look like Jillian Robertson. Like, maybe it is a technique thing, you know what I'm saying? But like the way she throws punches, I don't really see it ever being like a hard punch. You know what I'm saying? Like, when she gets you on the ground, where she's using leverage, you know what I'm saying? And then, then those punches have meaning. Like, she hits you hard when she's on the ground, but on the feet, man, I don't know. Jillian's just a weird fighter, man. She's just a weird fighter.
Okay. You don't even got to, like, punch hard. Like, if you have technique, like, Caitlin Chikagian is not the
True.
Look at Caitlin Chikagian. Look at Agapova. Agapova out here knocking girls out. Look how slim she is. My thing is about commitment, man. Like, if you use them hands and you get them right, I see more skinny people knock people out than like muscular people. Like Miranda Maverick is not. She's a strong puncher, but she's not a hard puncher. You know what I mean? She's not a concussive hitter. Like Caitlin Chikagian, again, like going back to her, she's like a chaotic puncher. That's what you could go for. Like, you could go for that style where you just want to land. Like, you want to land with technique. You ain't got to like throw your back in every punch. You know what I mean? Like.
That's true, yeah. V. Kendra says Jillian looks so uncomfortable on the feet and she always turtles up. I mean, not necessarily, because she looked comfortable on the feet in the fight with Courtney Casey. Like she beat Courtney Casey on the feet. Like that's one fight I can honestly say she outclassed Courtney Casey on the feet and on the ground. I mean, if I'm wrong for saying that, please let me know. But she was getting the better of the striking exchanges. Courtney Casey had moments, you know what I'm saying, where she popped Jillian a few times, but Jillian was the one using a lot of feints and throwing head kicks and all kind of shit in that fight. I mean, she don't always look uncomfortable on the feet. She looks uncomfortable on the feet most of the time, but I just think Jillian's everything that Jillian Robertson does, it's always a means to an end, and that's just to get you to the ground. Like everything she does, like the pressure she puts on you, you know what I'm saying? Like she just pressures you till you get behind that black line, and once your feet behind that black line, man, that's when I forgot which fight it is that I started noticing that. But as soon as your feet get behind that black line, man, like you and Jillian Robertson's zone.
Hey, you still there?
My bad. It's when you out in space with Jillian Robertson. Is when you
okay.
It's when she's most vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But when she gets you behind that black line, you know what I'm saying, you hers. Just depends, man. All these fighters bring all these different skill sets and all these different things that they do. You know what I'm saying? They bring that to the cage, man, and I just want to watch it. I just want to watch all of it, shit.
Yeah, I agree, man. I just think, well, Stamina said Jillian's a regular-looking girl, physically not athletic. Right. But my thing is, like, I've seen the most slim people that don't look athletic have this crazy brick power in their hands, or just have good technique at turning and punch. I think it's just a technique thing. Like G-Rob could knock people out if she wanted to, or she could just be a nice, precise, accurate striker if she wanted to.
Like Maverick.
Yeah, like it's not about hitting hard or saying, "Oh man, I'm too small." Like Robert Henry said, BJ acting like Jillian is Hannah Cyphers fighting at 125. The thing is, Hannah Cyphers can box. Hannah's got hands at either weight.
Yeah.
And she's tiny, but she can hit you. She was hitting Mackenzie Dern with some good hits. So Roxanne, look at Roxanne. Roxanne will sting you. Like, if you could get your striking to the level of Roxanne for Jillian, this is to Jillian, your striking could be effective if you fought not like Roxanne, but
that's true.
If you threw with the same intensity as she did, that's all you need.
That's true.
That is all I'm saying. That's all.
That is very true. Jillian could take a page out of Roxy's book, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like if Jillian just I think the only thing about Roxanne Modafferi striking that one thing about it that we always talk about, it's just a commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like Roxy just committed with it. You know what I'm saying? Like she trusts her striking. I don't feel like Jillian trusts her striking that much.
See, Roxanne, man, it's all blinking and no thinking. I'm just saying, that's all. You know, like
they said, it's all blinking, no thinking. That's the truth, though. Like Roxy just coming forward, throwing shots, dude.
Yeah, like that's all I'm asking from Jillian is to commit to it like that. Like Roxy doesn't hit the hardest, but it's on point. Like. Why you think
Roxy brings a whole new meaning to the term shadow box.
Oh yeah, like
she actually shadow boxing out there. Mm-hmm. She boxed the shadows, you know what I'm saying, figures, and you know what I'm saying. Like that's what she boxing, bro. She ain't seeing in 1080p. She watching in 260p.
Mm-hmm. And that's my thing.
Slideshow.
That's my thing. Look, if you're a grappler, that's the striking that you need. Jillian could be on her feet the same way, just touching you, and it works, man. It works. Ask Macy Barber. You know, Roxy put it on Macy.
Macy got boxed up. Yeah, and I feel like that's another person that can work on commitment is Macy Barber. Like closing the distance, man. Like I think Macy needs to work on closing the distance and just landing. Like if Macy can touch you, like you know what I'm saying. If Macy Barber can touch you, man, she can hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Jillian told me before she even knew it, she was hit 4 or 5 times. She was like, that's how hard Macy hit. Like you feel one and then you didn't. She was like, I felt one and I didn't feel the next three. That's how I said to myself, that's how you know you was hurt.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she felt one and didn't feel the next three. She just knew she was being hit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, like Macy hitting like that.
Wow. Macy got them cinder blocks, man.
I'm telling you, man, like she was like, you know, so somebody to punch you hard enough to where you don't even feel it.
Jeez, man.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, JJ Aldridge, she felt it too, man. JJ was on the lead, but when she felt it, it was like, I'm gone.
Like, as soon as Macy landed, though, like, JJ just shelled up. I was like, damn, this girl got power like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing her put down Hannah Cyphers, because I was like, yeah, that's some obvious size difference here. Like, this girl is tiny compared to Macy Barber. But when she did JJ Aldridge, like, I'm like, man, she carried that power to 125 like that and dropped JJ Aldridge, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Brian Williams said this: Roxy commits and doesn't try fancy, inefficient stuff. She throws almost entirely straight shots. Exactly. Yep. That's all I'm asking. Like, if Jillian commits to straight punches, you'll get it. You will get it in a heartbeat. Like, I saw her throw hooks in the Miranda Taylor fight. She don't need hooks. Just throw straight punches.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, she don't need that. She don't need no hooks. Jillian need to be like straight down the middle, like Roxy, dude. She can learn a lot from Roxy.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of people can learn a lot from Roxanne, like, you know. But I'm just ready to see it all happen, dude. Like, before I get out of here, Combo, where do we stand December 31st, 2021? Where do we stand?
December 31st?
Yeah.
As far as the flyweights, or
just end of the year, how does the flyweight division look? Your prediction?
I think by December 31st, we're gonna have we're gonna have Manon Fiorot probably in the top 15, probably already lined up with maybe a fight in February or March. Miranda's probably gonna have a fight lined up, so I think Manon's gonna be in the top 15. Taylor's gonna have something lined up to get her closer to a title shot, and the winner of this Macy Montana is gonna put somebody in the top 15 again, you know, a little bit higher, going towards the top 10, and I think we're gonna know if Caitlin Chikagan is coming back anytime soon. You know, I think.
What about that Calderwood Grasso?
Oh, I think Calderwood's going to be having a title shot next year.
Okay.
You know, if she gets by JoJo, if Grasso wins, I think Grasso's probably going to fight a couple more fights before a title shot.
Yeah.
And I think from there, man, you know, it's up to Valentina who she wants to fight. You know, I think that's how it's kind of worked out in the division, man.
I think Valentina gonna chill though. I think she's gonna chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Recharge her batteries and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good idea for her not to fight until I think Valentina shouldn't fight until March or April, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take a little bit of time off, enjoy the rest of this year. You know what I'm saying? Not worry, but, you know, let the contender sort itself out. Let the contender present itself to her. You know what I'm saying? Instead of her looking for, because then, you know, we can see somebody get you know, if Alexa wins, we can see Alexa get rushed into her before, you know what I'm saying, she's really 100% ready for it, you know?
Yeah.
So I think Valentina should take a little time off and just let a contender show, man, because, you know, I feel like if Valentina takes some time off, then it'll push these girls a little harder. You know, I think it's already pushing them, man. And we said it a long time ago. I said this a long time ago, man. Like, with Valentina being this champion of this division, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna force the division to elevate. It's gonna force people to step their game up, you know. And I think we're seeing it happen right in front of us. We're seeing it happen right in front of us, dude. These girls are stepping it up, bro. Some of them are.
Oh, yeah, they are. I think they are. And, I agree with you, man. If she was, take a break, it would kind of give a chance for everybody to kind of fold, you know, not fold, but, kind of make their impression or make their statement.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't let me forget Aaron Blanchfield. Aaron Blanchfield says she wants to fight as soon as November again, so you never know where she's gonna be at.
Mm. Aaron Blanchfield, Miranda Maverick.
Too soon for that. Too soon for that. I don't want to see that yet.
I know, man. I know that's how you feel, though. I know that's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But judging by the track record of matchmaking, bro, that could be what we get, though.
I don't know, man. Look, if you talk it into existence, if it happened, I'm blocking you.
He said I'm blocking you. Oh no.
Hold on. I gotta read this. Robert Henry said, "Roxy out here seeing an image is produced via fast paper flips and catching."
Fast.
He talking about like a flip book. You know when you flip those.
Yeah.
Hard jabs and right hand. Yeah, man. Telling you.
I'm telling you, man. If Roxy can get in there and do it with horrible vision, there ain't no excuse for girls like Robertson not to step it up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If people get on me saying I don't critique my fighters, I do critique them all the time. Like, I talk about Montana's defense, I talk about Julian Robertson's offense, I talk about Leon the Jojua's, you know what I'm saying, defense, lack of defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talk about it, but you break down Joanne, you would think you didn't like Joanne Calderwood. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? You critique Joanne Calderwood, the things that she does wrong. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you got to look at it from all sides, and, you know, so it is what it is.
Right, yeah, because I would be lying if I said she was going to be ready to just starch Valentina. There's a lot of work, man. Like,
a lot of work.
Even like a Miranda Maverick, like, after watching that Macy fight, I will say, like, you know, don't press the action so hard. You know, watch the gas tank. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say you did perfect. You won the fight, but it wasn't like perfect. You know.
Yeah, I thought she won the fight too, dude. I thought Maverick won that fight. I really did. I thought that fight would be a little nastier than it was, but I thought Miranda won that fight. That round two, though, we did that round by round breakdown, man. That round two is squirrely. I don't know, man. That's a hard round to judge. That round is what muddies the water, because I think first round was clearly Miranda. Third round was clearly Macy. It was just that second round, man, was just muddy. It was muddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I still say the second round was her. You know me. Like, I just saw a clear winner. I saw a clear winner in that first and second round. Yeah. So, yeah, man, final thoughts, bro, on WMMA as a whole, man. What you been liking, man, about this energy we get from the women fight?
I think what we're getting from their fights, man, is just a lot of them are. It's exciting. You know what I'm saying? You got dominant champions. You know what I'm saying? Except at 115. I mean, that title changed your hands left and right. But you got two dominant champions in Amanda Nunes and Valentina, and it's fun seeing the journey that these girls are taking. You know what I'm saying? Following the journey that these girls are taking to elevate and to fight and try to get this belt, wrestle this belt away from these girls. No pun intended, you know what I'm saying? But I think wrestling is the key, you know what I'm saying? I think for both fights, for both champions, I think wrestling is the key to beat them both. And we'll just have to see, man. We'll see. We'll have to see. I don't think you can.
Oh, lost you. Right after you said we'll just have to see, you cut out.
Oh, I was just saying, like, I don't think you're gonna knock out Valentina. I don't think you're gonna knock out Amanda Nunes. I think wrestling is the way that is going to dethrone these champions, and we just gotta see who can do it, man. Gotta see who can do it.
All right, and very, very last question: if Mackenzie Dern wins, do you see her as the next contender or next champion?
I see her as a future champion at 115 pounds. I don't know if she'll be the next champion.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next champion will be Paula Esparza, but I see her as a future champion. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I could definitely see her touching that hardware someday. I could definitely see her touching it, man. Like, ain't nothing stopping her but but herself. So yeah, I think she could do it, man. But yeah, BJ.
Who takes the belt? Who takes the belt from Valentina?
Who takes it from Valentina? Father Time.
You think so, man?
No, I'm
you
just playing. If I had to pick,
you ain't got no faith in none of your girls.
No, I'm just playing.
What?
No, when I say it like that, that should make them work harder. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna send these girls false confidence, but no, for real, I would say.
I already know who you are. I know the first name is gonna come out of your mouth. I already know.
It's gonna either be. It's one of the triple threat. I think Taylor gets to it first. I think Taylor might show something, man. Taylor's gonna do something that's gonna be grappler heavy, and something physical.
Taylor's mentality to play into it too, because Taylor ain't gonna give a fuck who Valentina is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just see that style of Manon, like Ben was saying. I think
knew it was coming.
It's just
I knew it was coming.
I love them all, but it's something about Manon's style, man. It's just like she's kind of got that same ruthless demeanor, man. She's cold, man, and she commits, man. She commits. Like when she hits, she's committing, and I think that's what makes it so much more interesting than any fight that Valentina's ever had before. So
I don't think it'll be like, I don't think Valentina can just flat out impose her will on Manon. That's the thing about Manon.
Exactly.
I don't think that. Yeah, like Valentina she flat out imposes her will on everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I love the Juliana Pena fight so much, because she couldn't impose her will on Juliana Pena. Like Juliana Pena was doing Juliana Pena in that fight. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see Valentina just coming in and just establishing it on Manon like that, because Manon gonna be like every little in between, like Manon. And speaking of Manon, I went back and watched that fight with Leah McCourt. Manon Fiorito has grown and evolved so much since that fight, dude. Because she looked like a totally different girl in that fight.
Who's evolved more than you?
Between who?
McCourt and Manon.
Oh, Manon Fiorito for sure, dude. Like Leah McCourt was ugly in that other night. Like that was an ugly fight. I don't know if it was because she didn't really face much opposition from Jessica Borga, but that was an ugly fight. And Manon would decimate her in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Like Leah McCourt is about to get slaughtered at featherweight in Bellator. Like whoever, if it's any of the ranked girls at Bellator, they're gonna beat the hell out of Leah McCourt. Like Jessie Mealy, I talked to Jessie Mealy yesterday. I sent Jessie Mealy a message, and I told her, I said, "Yo, man, like, what the fuck was Leah McCourt doing in that?" She sent me a video. She said, "I was just saying that." She was like, "I was just talking about that with my coach yesterday. Like, what the fuck was that kind of a fight? Like, what the fuck was that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was crazy, man." But
so I guess I wasn't hard on her yesterday, huh?
No, you wasn't hard on her, man. That fight was ugly, bro. That fight was horrible. You know what I'm saying? That ain't. And she ranked number what? 3?
5. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Bellator, y'all gotta get our rankings together. But I'm telling you, man, she above Arlene Blinko. Like, is she above Arlene Blinko?
No.
No.
Leslie Smith and Arlene and Kat are the only ones above her.
Oh, come on, man. You got Pam Sorensen. You got Jessie Mealy. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But anyways, Manon, I think she's grown a lot since her days out. And I've seen the other fights from outside the UFC too. Yeah. She's grown. Manon has grown, man. I tell you, at some points, Manon can look, I know older fights, like she would look sloppy at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like, just like bouncing all over the place and not really, you know, especially in that Leah McCourt fight, like she looked like she was in desperation mode in some point to that fight, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good look. But now, like, Manon is composed. You know what I'm saying? Manon is sniping. She's got her killer instinct on when she's in there. I know where she's at in the division. I know people are gonna be like, well, she this and that, and I'm guilty of saying that myself. But the skill set is the skill set, combo. You know what I'm saying? Like, the skill set is the skill set. What we see her doing in there is just what she's in there doing, man. Because sometimes you just got to take what you see them doing at face value. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm going to second you on the, before I get out of here, I'm going to second you on the Taylor Santos thing. You know what I'm saying? I think Taylor, the mindset of Taylor, the Brazilian girls, man, is something different. You know what I'm saying? The way Jennifer Maia approached the fight, the way I know Taylor Santos would approach the fight the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just would, be focused on trying to win the fight. But with a few more wins, man, and I know I've gotten ragdolled for this for years, but, with that skill set that Montana De La Rosa has, man, that wrestler-heavy skill set, man, you know what I'm saying? That's, if she gets to that point before Tatiana Suarez comes back, because if Tatiana Suarez comes back, and, you know what I'm saying, Valentina is in for the title defense of her life, because of course Tatiana gonna have to fight, but if them two ever step into that octagon together, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if Suarez and Valentina step in that cage together, man, I don't know, man. I don't know about Ann Steele, bro.
Oh,
I mean, because it just depends on how Tatiana comes back.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying. Tatiana, if she comes back and ragdoll somebody,
that's what it all comes down to for me. Like, just what she looks like and what her striking can look like. Like Suarez, I just need to see a couple fights here at 125 before I give her that full stamp. I know somebody the other day said they had Suarez over Maverick, Manon, and Taylor. I was like, whoa, hold up now. We talking about somebody who hadn't even fought in the division yet. Matter of fact, it was it Jason Rose? Jason Rose said he likes Suarez's chances over Maverick's. I'm like, Maverick's already got a couple wins here at this weight, and she's active, and she's injury free. Tell me how, and he never gave me a reason why. So I mean, it's out there, Jason. Go ahead and answer back if you can.
It just worries me, like, it's just, and I know people call it a fluke, whatever you call it, what you want to, but that little window that Jennifer Maia showed, like, I mean, Combo, I'm not going on this tangent with you tonight, dude. I'm just telling you right now. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But that window, man, that second round with Jennifer Maia, when she got Valentina to the ground, man, you know what I'm saying? She held and she stayed on.
Where you go? You got cut out. Oh, you got cut out. Where you go?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said go back to the window part.
That window where Jennifer Maia held down Valentina for that round, I can't help but think if somebody like De La Rosa somehow got that fight into that same place, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I can't help but think that, because I know Montana being who Montana is and how people view Montana. People see her as like, you know what I'm saying, somebody who would never be in a spot to fight Valentina, which I just don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But I know that that kill switch that Montana De La Rosa has, if she was to ever secure that spot, it's gonna activate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like she gonna, like, Montana, if her and Valentina are in there and that fight ended up in that same position, Montana is gonna go for it, dude. She's gonna position herself correctly because she's good on the ground. We can't deny that. No matter who the champion is and how good Valentina is, we can't say that De La Rosa is a bum on the ground compared to Valentina. Valentina's good on the ground, but so is Montana De La Rosa. You know what I'm saying? And if Montana got it, she would position herself where she needs to be because she's a position over submission fighter. You know what I'm saying? She's always aware of the position that she's in when she's on the ground. You know what I'm saying? She works the top half of her body just like the bottom half of her body. You know what I'm saying? And the kill switch would be activated. And when I saw that round, I couldn't help but think that, man. I just couldn't help but think it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for me, that's like, what if that was her? And if she did more with the position than what Jennifer Maia did. Can't help but think that.
Okay. I got to go back and watch some more about Montana just to go back and really look at her wrestling and her commitment to it. So yeah, I mean, you watch her. I mean, you watch her very, very closely. So
yes,
I'm not gonna argue that. Like I said, her want is higher than most of these top 10 fighters. So I can't say I disagree right now. I gotta really look at it. I mean, the only thing I would disagree with is just the level of fighter that Valentina is. But I don't know, man. Montana's want is just one of the things that keeps her going, man, and keeps her dangerous.
Yeah.
The thing that always disappoints me in a fighter like Calvillo or Murphy was the fact that they came to a point, stopped trying. Like Calvillo, whenever she said she tasted the power, that was it. I was disappointed, but like I can't get disappointed in Montana when she gets outclassed as long as she's trying. I get more pissed off when a fighter stops trying, man. So
yeah, right. I'm just ready to see these fights, dude. That's all I got to say. Mm-hmm. I'm just ready to see these damn fights, bro.
Oh, same here, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through. We always get to talking, man, about this WMMA stuff.
You know how it go, bro.
Oh yeah, but let everybody know where they can follow you, and man, we gotta take the party to your house, man. You gotta get on these lives over here. You know, we always got to wreck your house too, man. So.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, sir. Yeah, right here on YouTube, No Filter MMA, and at No Filter MMA on Twitter, man, for sure.
I'll probably get on Twitter in a little while. I had one, I just can't remember the password, so I'm gonna get a new one. So yeah, I'll be on there a little while. So,
yeah.
Mark, before I go, said there's Dana White's Contender Series next week. Maria Silva versus Sylvia Juarez. It's strawweight. All right, I'll tune in. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got, man. Y'all catch it later. Just leave some in the comments there. And yeah, I'll catch you whenever you jump on over there.
Yes, sir.
And I am getting out of here, BJ. You be safe, bro. Later.
Yes, sir. Peace out, man.
All right, yo. So yeah, let me get up out of here. Thanks for staying with us for 3 hours. You know, we always get to talking. Like always, make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. Always hit the thumbs up. Y'all hit the thumbs up. I keep on doing these. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.